If you play one rebel, you play us all.
Football, it's homecoming night, and we take a second first, Chad Pilcher, to notice the sunset here on a beautiful homecoming Friday night back home here at Thompson Reynolds Stadium and Buddy Anderson Field. We're ready for a big game with traditional Prattville. They're a powerhouse in the state of Alabama over the years.
You talk about Prattville, it's one of the premier programs in the kind of first 15 years of the 2000s. Bill Clark notably won 3 straight state championships there, had a great record and a great run at Prattville. They've moved up to 7A into this Region 3 now and trying to compete. They come in at 3-2, 2-1 in the region versus Vestavia, also 3-2, but 1-2 in the region. Got
a lot of homecoming festivities going on, and we're going to be enjoying that as we lead up to kickoff just at 7 o'clock if you're watching this live. So we're about 27 minutes away from kickoff. But, you remember, I mean, they had homecoming back when you were in high school, right?
Right, absolutely.
Way back in the day. Always a fun week. Can be a distraction for a coaching staff, though, right?
You've already heard just on the PA talking about all the different things and who won what award and floats and just a lot of great traditions here at Vestavia.
Yeah, a lot of fun, though, this week. And this is what high school is all about. In fact, one of the great traditions here at Vestavia started back around 2000. It involves a doughboy. Let's look at this tradition at Vestavia High School, brought to you by the Vestavia News Network. Watch it.
Pillsbury Doughboy has been an iconic symbol of pep rallies, seniors, and Vestavia Hills High School as a whole, but his origins are not widely known. Where did he come from? How long has he been here? Who found the Doughboy? What are the stories that he can tell? It all started in the year 2000.
The year 2000, about to be a senior in high school at Vestavia Hills, and me and 2 friends of mine, John Livingston and Lee Williams, we were driving through Hoover. I remember I was riding along. I just happened to catch out of the corner of my eye, there was a 4.5-foot tall styrofoam Pillsbury Doughboy in a trash pile as we drove by.
Steven spotted it on the side of the road and yelled at me to stop. We put it in reverse, we go around, and there's a Pillsbury Doughboy out next to the garbage on the side of the road. And so we grabbed it up and threw it in the back of the truck.
That was our fall of our senior year. And we were like, well, they have the themes for the pep rally or whatever. And we were like, okay, we'll dress him up and we'll take him to the pep rally. We're like, I guess we'll take him to the football game. And we took him to the football game, we won. So we're like, okay, I guess we're doing this. And he sort of became this sort of a totem or something for the senior class that year. So
I can remember pep rallies where the head came off the body, and it's just been around forever.
As the seniors were graduating, there was a question of what to do with the Doughboy.
I only had 1/3 of an ownership in it. I can't take the body and let Steven have the head or something like that. But so we ended up just passing it down.
2000, maybe 2 or 3, it found its way to my room. And then from that point until I retired, it was with me.
But not all was well in the world of Doughboy. In 2005, the Doughboy had to be retired.
It was about 2005. That's when the replacement one came in. He was smaller. The one we have now, believe it or not, is much smaller. Than the original guy got beat up so bad and we couldn't use him anymore. Then we finally just brought out the current one, and he's been here for about maybe almost 20 years.
Over the years, the Doughboy has become an icon for the senior class.
Me and kind of all the SGA executive members kind of came to the decision that a Doughboy shirt would be great for the senior guys.
While the Doughboy has changed over time, one thing always stayed the same. He has been an important symbol to the senior class.
He represented, I think, what we always want to do, which is have a good time.
It was just that. It was being young and being silly and just having a good time, just enjoying life.
The Doughboy is a staple unit to the senior class, and it represents school spirit and camaraderie.
It certainly makes a big place feel smaller, and I think it connects people from a long time ago to current students.
It absolutely blows my mind. 20 years later, 25 years later now, and I never would have thought it would have made it this far.
What started as a funny joke founded by a group of senior boys has now become a recognizable symbol for school spirit as well as a reminder of our community's strength. For VNN, I'm Aubrey Kate Atkinson.
Imagine starting a tradition back in 2001, you being in your 40s now, which the class of 2001 is, and they're still continuing that tradition. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, and that's what high school's all about. Building memories, building lasting relationships, and things like that really help. We saw earlier the class of 2000s having a reunion tonight, so 25-year reunion for that crew. So, yeah, high school, it happens fast, but it's a great time in your life.
Yeah, we're counting down to kickoff of Prattville Vestavia. Huge game with playoff implications on the line in the standings. The band is out right now, a little pregame ceremony because it is homecoming. We'll have homecoming festivities coming up for you at halftime tonight. But the game on the field for Vestavia was a bye week after the loss down on the road at Thompson. I know the score at the end didn't indicate anything, but I thought the performance by our Vestavia Rebels gave me a little positive feeling leaving Alabaster.
Absolutely. 7-3 at halftime.
Yeah.
And Vestavia playing without Charlie Taft, your starting quarterback. Bryce Lamaster came in and did a really nice job, made good decisions throughout the ball game. Thompson went in, made some adjustments, and obviously they came out and really just attacked down the field to their receivers. Outstanding receivers, many of them going to play D1 football, and just made a couple of plays early, and then it seemed to snowball on the Rebels after that. Thompson put up well over 200 yards of total offense just in the second half. Vestavia was held to less than 100. So after playing really well, really strong in that first half, it just wasn't able to hold up. And again, Vestavia was without 4 key starters in that game. I think from a depth perspective, it eventually got them. But what Coach Evans has focused on is, number one, they came out healthy. No new injuries out of that ball game. You then get the week off to get rested, and Charlie Taft is back, going to play here tonight. And then number two is they competed, and they fought, and they showed that they could hang with a team of that caliber. And if you look at Vestavia, 3-2 after last year at this point being 1-4, so obviously in a good position there. And the 2 losses are to Hewitt-Trussville, who's number 1 in the state and ranked in the top 50 in the country, and to Thompson, who's number 3 currently in 7A in the state, ranked in the top 100. Those 2 teams actually play each other tonight for the lead in this region. So all things considered, Coach Evans really pleased with where this Rebel team is at the halfway point.
Speaking of Coach Robert Evans, we'll hear from him when we come back live on a Friday night in Vestavia right here on the Rebel Sports Network.
There are no shortcuts on the road to success. It's forged by confidence, purpose, and determination. Everyone has potential. Few have the power to unlock it. The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
We're here with head coach Robert Evans as we kick off the second half of this high school football season. Coach, you come in 3-2. Your 2 losses are to number 1, Hewitt-Trussville, number 3, Thompson. Talk about the season and where you are thus far.
Yeah, I mean, I've told everybody, if you would have told me before the season we would be where we are currently, I would have taken it in spades. I'm really proud of our guys. We're healthier at this point this year than we were last year. That was a point of emphasis when we started in August. And we had 48 guys on our injury report at the off week last year, and this year we have 15, which is still a fairly high number, but significantly less than last year. And we've gotten really good quarterback play. Charlie's been outstanding, and thankfully we're getting him back for the second half. But you know, we were nip and tuck with Hewitt and Thompson for a half, and they're really good football teams. And we didn't make the breaks, they didn't fall our way the second half. And credit to those 2 programs, and they're number 1 and number 3, and probably 1 and 2 for a reason. But our schedule lightens up. Not to say that we can take anyone for granted, but we're at a really good point, and really proud of our season so far, and we've had good senior leadership, and it showed up on Friday nights.
Yeah, injuries are better, but you still had injuries. Charlie Taft missed the last game. He'll be back this week, but you have Grayson Harper still out, Owen Wilbank still out. That does make a huge impact on your team.
It does, and you know, Grayson is probably the most unique weapon we have offensively outside of Charlie. He does so many different things, and we're hopeful to have him back by the Hoover game. And then Owen is probably our best tackler on our defense. And when you take the best tackler at the 3rd level off your defense, it's noticeable. And so we're hopeful to have him back in a week or two. And but the health and safety and priority is the #1 priority. But we have guys that have played multiple positions, and we have good players that will fill those roles. And I think we're in a good spot. We're fresh. We had a good off week, and we're going to try to play lightning fast against Prattville and get up and down the field and light up the scoreboard.
You talk about having that off week in the mid part of the season allows you guys to get fresh, and now you've got 5 games left. You're in the playoff push. You made the playoffs the last 3 seasons. Talk about this second half of the season. It all starts tonight with Prattville.
Yeah, I mean, Prattville's a really good team, and you look at their roster, they've had several significant transfers, including their quarterback and 2 defensive tackles that have Texas offers. They're really talented roster. They have a 6'6" wideout. It's a problem. The running back is a Power 5 or group of 5 kid. He's committed to Bowling Green, but he's a big physical back. So they present a lot of problems. And Coach Carr took over at Carver last year. We played them last year. They really got after us. They had a good plan, and in many ways outcoached us. And so we'll have to plan and play well. We'll have to coach well. And but I expect us to do that. We have a high expectation for our kids. And really, you look at the playoff scenarios, it was very black and white the last 3 years. There's a lot of gray because of Hillcrest beating Hoover. There's a lot of tiebreaker scenarios that are out there. But the bottom line is you have to take care of the games that you can control and hope that the non-region, the Auburn, the West Side, the Montgomery Catholics continue to win. That would give us the advantage in the tiebreakers at the end. But if we win out, we'll be the most likely the 3 seed. There's a scenario where we could be the 2 seed, but our goal is to win out, and it's doable if we can stay healthy and play well.
And talk about these are 15 to 18-year-old kids. Obviously, the goal is to take it 1 game at a time, but they know what's out there. They know the play. How do you manage that?
Well, we talk about it. I mean, we've talked about it on the front end, and every summer we say, here's our path, and our path is very obvious. We needed to split Trustful and Hillcrest in the worst case scenario. And we did. And so what it allows you to do, and this is my selling point to our team every single week from here on out, is we still control our destiny. Nobody else does. But so does every other team in the region, with the exception of Tuscaloosa County. We all control. And so I want us to have the ability every week to say, if we win, we still control our destiny, and without having to have help from some other team or a non-region. But we're in a position, and that's where we need to be because we're through the meat of our schedule. But we're not good enough or talented enough to take a week off. Oak Mountain's better, Prattville's better. Tuscaloosa County in some ways is better, and certainly Hoover's will trend up in the second half of the year. They're too talented. They may be the most talented team in our region, and you'd think they get their act together at some point.
Yeah, that all starts tonight with Pratt, but what are the keys to the game for this?
Yeah, we got to eliminate big plays. They're a big play offense. Their running back is a fantastic player. He's really big, physical, falls forward, has fallen forward the whole year, so we're going to have to hold the point of attack. And a lot of zone read, so they have 2 dynamic athletes with the ball in their hands at all times, and then their wideouts are explosive. The X factor to me as I look at Prattville is Hoover couldn't keep them on their side of the 50 on the kickoff coverage. I mean, there's probably 4 or 5 kicks where they're getting it back past the 50. So the coverage units and us making plays in the kicking game and getting these guys on the ground in our coverage units are critical to the outcome of the game. And then I just want to see us play fast and clean. We've done that at home. We play well here, and you hope to continue that. But however which way it goes, Prattville got up 20-0 on Hoover really quickly, so they have that big play, instantaneous scoring ability. But even if we fall behind, I feel comfortable in us getting back because of our pace of play, the way we practice, the way we play.
Well, we look forward to watching it. We'll be right back with Kickoff in just a few minutes.
At Taylor Burton Company, we've been building and remodeling homes in Vestavia Hills since 1986. That's back when shoulder pads weren't just for football. This isn't just where we work, it's home. We live here, we raise our families here. Our kids all wore the Rebel jersey under these Friday night lights. That's why we care so deeply about what we do. Quality, craftsmanship, and community, that's what we're built on.
Wow, what a beautiful rendition of our national anthem here tonight as it's homecoming for Vestavia. Jim Dunaway, Chad Pilcher back with you. Leading up into kickoff, they could sing the national anthem at any football game I'm at ever for the rest of my life. That was beautiful.
That was beautiful, and it's one of the things you love about this school. There's so many talented kids doing all sorts of things, and that was just a great example of it.
So we're getting ready for Prattville and Vestavia as we battle for a playoff spot tonight. A lot of season left, and I keep saying that, but explain to everyone at home the importance of a win tonight for either one of these teams.
Right. Under Alabama AHSA rules, only 4 teams out of each region are going to make it. Right now, Vestavia has lost to Hewitt. They've lost to Thompson. Those 2 teams are playing tonight. So now it's a fight for those last 2 spots because the reality is Thompson and Hewitt are basically in the playoffs. As of now, Prattville comes in 2-1. They've defeated Oak Mountain and Tuscaloosa County are their 2 wins. And so Vestavia's climbing. You have to beat the teams that are in front of you. And so far, fortunately for Vestavia, you have Prattville this week. Then you have Oak Mountain. Then you have Tuscaloosa County. All 3 of those teams are ahead of you right now in the standings, but you get a chance to win those. And then ultimately, if Vestavia takes care of business, then there will be a big game against Hoover in 4 weeks.
Okay, before we look at the starting lineups here coming up in just a second, again, Vestavia dealing with some major injuries. Let's start with who's back first. Quarterback Charlie Taff's back.
That's the biggest news tonight is Charlie Taff is back in the lineup. And I think when you talk to Coach Evans, if Taff had to go, if it would have been a playoff game 2 weeks ago, he could have gone. But the reality is it was a regular season game, and they had the week off after that, so they made the decision to rest him. So Charlie Taff is back. The problem is that you still have some outstanding players that just aren't available. Owen Wilbanks defensively is not there. He's still your leading tackler even after not playing last week and still not going to be available. So there's still some gaps for the Rebels, but having Taff back in the lineup surely will help.
And we're missing also a little offensive help as well, right?
Yeah, Grayson Harper's out as well offensively. He's looking to maybe 2 or 3 more weeks shooting for that Hoover game to be available. But you like to be at full strength. You want to be at full strength as the season goes along. Hopefully, again, back to Wilbanks defensively. He'll be back next week. But it's just week to week, and that's part of playing 7A football. Is you're going to play quality opponents. You're going to play tough physical games, and guys are going to be out, and it's up for the next guy to step up.
So let's see who is healthy and who is starting tonight. Let's hear from the players as Vestavia gives you their starting lineups.
Rush Harper, defensive end.
Haynes Bridges, nose guard.
Josh Arundel, defensive line. Paxton Ussery, defensive line.
Will Bachnick, corner.
Matthew Patillo, corner.
Gray Manown, linebacker.
Nick Williams, linebacker. Daniel Richardson, linebacker.
Parker Simpson, cornerback.
Walker Hogue, safety.
Sloan Morgan, kicker.
Copeland Styles, offensive line.
Jackson Deal, offensive line.
Caleb Boylan, offensive line.
Will Guathany, offensive line.
Pearson Tucker, offensive line.
Will Ainsworth, tight end.
Zach Laws, receiver.
Luke Stubbs, wide receiver. Braxton Hunt, H-back. Carson Purdy, running back.
Charlie Taff, quarterback.
And that's the starting lineups tonight for Vestavia as we get ready for the Prattville Lions, coached by Bobby Carr. His 28th year of coaching. His history, not all at Prattville. He's a new coach there. It's his first year, but this guy's won a lot of state championships.
He's had an outstanding career last season. He was at Carver Montgomery for one season. Vestavia played Carver to kick off the season. Carver won that football game, but before that, really made his name in the AISA. It's the small private schools in the state of Alabama, winning 10 state titles at Edgewood Academy and Autauga Academy. His career winning percentage, 82% coming into this season. He is a guy that understands high school football in Alabama. Very successful winning games, and he's got a really good team with an improved roster. They're going to be led by quarterback J.J. Williams. He's a transfer from Montgomery Catholic, 5'10", 185-pound senior. Just an athlete, but a guy who can really make some plays offensively, and his number one target is Deshaun Hall. He's a junior wide receiver, 6'6", wearing number 8. So we're able to watch him tonight. And then defensively, they got a couple of guys that are big recruits. The one that stands out is Elijah Brown, 6'3", 285-pound junior, has a number of offers already.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, bring you back for the coin toss and the kickoff. It's Prattville and Vestavia. Huge home game as we flip the calendar to October when we come back on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
There are no shortcuts on the road to success. It's forged by confidence, purpose, and determination. Everyone has potential. Few have the power to unlock it. The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
From our home base right here in Birmingham, Alabama.
We are here treating patients from every generation,
across the United States,
and from around the world.
We're here for the rookies and the dreamers,
trying to make a name for themselves. We are here for the achievers,
who are resilient
and won't take no for an answer.
We're here for the coaches,
athletic trainers, and mentors
who are shaping the next generation of legends. We are here for you,
aggressively pursuing victory over injury.
Captains are making their way towards midfield. We'll get to the coin toss coming up in a second. Prattville Lions, Vestavia Hills Rebels in this big showdown as we get ready to roll into a huge high school football game tonight. You see some of the captains out there for Vestavia. It includes Major Weaver, who's out there, and also big 93 Josh Arundel, a couple of our captains tonight.
And this is a game, only the second ever matchup between Vestavia Hills and Prattville. Last year, Vestavia went on the road to Wetumpka to play Prattville. Prattville actually recently did a $17 million renovation to their home football stadium. It was under construction last year, not available, so the game was played in Wetumpka. That's a game that Vestavia won 49-14, and the Rebels led 35-0 at halftime, put up 500 yards of total offense and 314 yards on the ground. So it was a dominant performance, and I think that's really important tonight for Vestavia to come out early and put some points on the board.
With Weaver and Arundel is Caleb Boylan, our center, and then of course big number 26 Walker Hogue, and they're serving as captains tonight. Vestavia in the red headgear with the interlocking VH, the blue with the shoulder striping, and the white pants with the red, white, and blue piping tonight. Prattville in their road whites with their garnet helmets. They occasionally have an alternate white helmet, but they're choosing to wear their traditional garnet tonight, the one they've won a lot of their state champion. 5-time state champion, their program, 2-time state champions here at Vestavia. So both of these programs know how to raise a state map.
It really is a successful program. We talked about it. Bill Clark really set the standard. He took over in 1999, stayed through 2007, won 2 state championships, and then Jamie DeBose came in, won 1, and then won a couple of years later. So just some great success in that time period.
Vestavia wins the toss, and as Robert Evans likes to do, he wants the football first tonight to try to set a little pace. Pacing will be key tonight as Vestavia is really good coming off the bye. Let's head down to the field and watch the Rebels make their way through the banner on this homecoming 2025. Here comes Vestavia. And our visitors from Prattville on the field as well. As you heard Chad say, several different players on that Prattville roster with some scholarship opportunities, including tackles Elijah Brown and Ricardo Parker. Before we get to kick, a reminder that you can shop at the official Vestavia Hills Athletic store. You can support Vestavia Hills Athletics by shopping online at the official Rebel store. Visit onerebelathletics.com. That's onerebelathletics.com. Click Rebel Shop. Great brand names like Peter Millar, Nike, Viore, Johnny O, and a lot more. It's all online for you right there, helping out the Rebels when you click Rebel Shop at onerebelathletics.com. One final thought before kickoff, Chad.
I think it's important to get started early for Vestavia. Be solid in your assignments. Play sound football. This is a very talented Prattville team, but if Vestavia plays up to its level, it's a game that the Rebels should win.
As usual, Zach Laws wearing jersey 3 and Luke Stubbs wearing jersey 14 will be back as the nice student section's on hand tonight. The light show getting you fired up for our kickoff between Prattville and Vestavia. Breeze is blowing left to right across the field, so Prattville, a pretty strong wind for the first time this year. It's really the first time the flags have been moving. Rolling about 12 to 18 miles per hour. And the toe meets the leather, and we've got football underway here. It's going to go deep into the end zone with that wind behind you, and Vestavia is going to start out at the 20.
Looking at Prattville's schedule so far this season, a loss to Pike Road, a win over Stanhope Elmore, then Oak Mountain and Tuscaloosa County, then lost to Hoover 48-23, but they went up 20-0 in that game against Hoover, recovered a fumble in the end zone for a score, then had a 66-yard interception for a score. This is a very capable, quick strike Prattville team. Will be interesting to see how this Vestavia offense attacks with Charlie Tapp back in the lineup at quarterback.
Tapp's back at quarterback. He's going to toss it near side right off the bat, and ooh, big defensive play by Vestavia as in the backfield Boylan is knocked for a big loss and not a lot of blocking on the left side that time.
And Cavius Tyus, the linebacker, just blew up the blocker, got into the backfield and made a big tackle there.
This defensive front seven from Prattville really, really good. Taft quickly back up there. Handoff near side. This is Laws trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and he barely doesn't lose yardage. A good defensive pursuit again by Prattville, and Vestavia going in the wrong direction in the first 2 plays.
2 plays and 2 tackles by Tyus. He read that one perfectly again, so the linebacker showed up to play in the early going and making plays in the backfield for losses.
Passing down, 3rd and 13 for Vestavia. First drive that's lost 3 yards in 2 plays. 2 TFLs, and this Prattville defensive front having their way right now. Boylan goes in motion. Taft with it. Straight pass out to screen to Laws, trying to find some running room. Maybe gets a yard there. And what a great defensive outing off the bat from the Lions.
And you saw there was room if Laws could have gotten through them, followed his blockers, but a really great read by Caleb Mitchell to turn around and come back and make the tackle for the Lions. And just like that, it's a 3 and out for the Rebels.
I mean, truthfully, my concern coming into this game was the defensive line for Prattville, and they flexed their muscle right here. So a punt coming up as Sloan Morgan stands at Vestavia's 3-yard line, kicking into the wind. It's a low kick, and it's going to bounce across the 50 and work its way towards the 45, now the 44, make it the 43-yard line when it comes to a stop, and that's where Prattville will take over. Not a great start offensively. Now you need the defense not to surrender any yardage and any points on this first defensive stand.
They really have to stay focused, and Prattville's going to run a pistol zone read offense. So you see there coming out in the pistol look offensively, and they're going to use their talented running back Tristan Blackman to get the bulk of the carries here tonight.
J.J. Williams, their quarterback. He's a guy that was a quarterback on a state championship team at Montgomery Catholic last year. Now they've got a lot of guys in motion, and Vestavia jumped offside with that motion there, and there's 5 free yards.
So a little bit of Vestavia's own medicine there. The Rebels like to use that shift to try and draw its opponents off. That time, Prattville starts out the game with it. And you got to think that's something new, because it's not. If you knew it was on tape, you'd be prepared for that type of thing. Something a little new, a wrinkle for the Lions to start this ball game.
And in fact, they have their QB2 in at quarterback. Will McKay is lined up right now as they do a shift again.
And they've got Williams, the typical starting quarterback, at the receiver. He's in the slot.
McKay's going to just go straight handoff, and that's to big Tristan Blackman on the far side, and he runs off the edge and gets 15 yards on the carry. First down, Prattville.
And for Prattville, this is about as good a start as you could hope for. A dominant 3 plays defensively, and then you get a false start or offsides, and then a great run on your first offensive play. Now a flag comes out again.
Procedure against Prattville is going to back them up. So finally something positive happening for Vestavia early in this contest after 3 and out, and a punt from your own 3, giving them great field position, a penalty for Vestavia, and then a big 15-yard run. And now they're behind the sticks finally. It'll be 1st and 15, and see if that can change the momentum a little bit.
I think for the Rebels, you need to take a deep breath. And this is a lot of new wrinkles from Prattville here in this ball game, and everything going right so far for the Lions.
3 receivers near side, the pistol, and a big shift again, including a guard that shifts out to right tackle. That's a lot of shift. And the QB2, Will McKay, waits for the snap. He gets it, straight pass, swings it out to the flat, a low throw that's going to be caught. Maybe getting back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll be 5 yards as big Tristan Blackman, the running back, made that catch.
And that's a good adjustment by the Rebel defense. You worry a little bit when they start shifting like that, move guys around, that many players to new positions. Is your defense going to recognize and make the proper adjustments to get in the right spot? And the Rebels did there.
Sticking with McKay, they're going to run it with Blackman again. The big bulldozer gets down to the 40-yard line. It's going to set up a 3rd and 9. 3rd down and 9 play for the Vestavia defense upcoming.
And he didn't make the tackle, but Haynes Bridges did a good job of disrupting that play, flying into the backfield and forcing Blackman to go a little farther outside than he wanted to.
Almost 2 down territory now, 4 down territory for Prattville, because they're on the other side of the sticks with that wind at their back. See if they can try to take advantage of this. Vestavia backs out of the pressure. Swing pass out to Blackman. They've got blockers down there fighting for the 1st down, and they have it inside the 30-yard line, and the drive continues for the Lions.
They went with the swing route to the running back, and no one picked him up for the Rebels. Just an open receiver. Good job of recognizing the play by McKay and getting the ball out to his receiver quickly, and good blocking down the field by the Prattville receivers.
Play action to Blackman, pass out into the flat, a little behind and high, incomplete as QB2 Will McKay has a great drive starting off tonight. I wonder how much of a curveball that was for Robert Evans and the coaching staff.
It looks like it is certainly one. I think Prattville threw some curveballs both defensively and offensively, knowing they had to do something a little bit differently here in this ball game against Vestavia, and they've been very effective so far.
Okay, we got a player down for Vestavia, and an opportunity for him to go get checked out. I don't see the number of him down, but we'll use this opportunity to take our first break in action tonight. 8:20 to go in the first quarter. No score, but Prattville driving right here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
For more than 50 years, Senator Jabba Wagner has served Alabama with honor and called Vestavia Hills home. Thank you, Senator Wagner, for your historic legacy of service.
Back in Vestavia, where we got no score so far, Prattville in their first possessions worked it down to the 29-yard line of Vestavia. That was number 5, Nick Williams, who was injured momentarily. He is up walking off under his own power.
Good to see him get up. He was out there and just kind of fell down. Obviously something not right. They're going to come take him in the tent and take a look.
Prattville with a 2nd and 10 after their incompleted pass. Vestavia with a defensive line shift. They're going to set up the screen near side. This is their number 1 quarterback, J.J. Williams, who actually, as I was saying before they put QB2 in, was a starting quarterback last year on the Montgomery Catholic State Championship team.
And in today's day and age, folks move and go to different schools, and so he did. And he's had a good opportunity. He's had a good season. He's a guy that just creates problems from the offense because he can make plays as an athlete, as you can see. It's the reason they can also put him at receiver the very next play. So Coach Bobby Carr and this Prattville offense being very creative in the early going.
Yeah, this tells me Will McKay, the sophomore, has had some good practices. They go to Blackman up the middle. A lot of running room down to the 11-yard line. Another Prattville first down, as they're going to mark that now at the 12-yard line, and they're in the red zone.
This is what concerned Coach Robert Evans, is the running game of Blackman, how strong he was, getting a good push up front. That's a second run of over 15 yards.
McKay's going to throw it out in the flat, near side, complete, fighting for the end zone, and a dive out of bounds at the 2-yard line, as that is Deshaun Hall, a big 6'6", 190 guy, who makes the catch, and they're going to mark him at the 3-yard line.
Another good play and good delivery by McKay. Nothing fancy, just a hitch route, but put it right where it needed to be, and good job fighting forward.
They can get a first down without scoring a touchdown, as they have the ball marked at the 3.5-yard line. Blackman is going to get the fake, the pass into the end zone, dangerous pass, incomplete. The only person that had a chance to catch it out there was Vestavia's Will Bachnick.
That was a really good job by Bachnick to keep inside leverage. You saw, again, that zone read look, and then trying to throw the slant to the left side of the field, and well defended by Bachnick. Now Bachnick's going to come out of the ball game, and a heavier pack is going to come in for the Rebels.
Mass substitution. The referees back away quickly, not giving everyone really time to substitute, but it works, and they're going to do the direct snap to their big bruising running back Tristan Blackman. He gets stacked up close to a first down. We'll see where the mark is.
That was a really good job of substituting by the Rebel defense. That happened very quickly, that they put Blackman in that wildcat look. The Rebels were ready for it immediately, were able to substitute, get the right players onto the field, and come out with a big stop.
All right, fourth down, got a receiver top side. Bachnick will go out with him. They're going to go for it on fourth down. Their pistol formation, Blackman back there with McKay. They're going to fake it to Blackman, throw it towards the, no, they did give it to Blackman. He fights for the touchdown. He is going to at least have a first down. Good fake by McKay, but they did give it to Blackman, stuck it into his gut, stacked up inside, but it looks like it's going to be enough for a first down.
So Coach Carr rolls the dice and picks up that first down. I think the Rebel defense thought they had a stop, did not realize that Prattville could pick up the first down, but they did. So first and goal from right at the 1.
Vestavia gets set on defense, and they're in the pistol again. I would expect a handoff once again to Blackman. Little answer for him so far. Stacked into the goal line. Blackman on the keeper, right in for a touchdown. Prattville at the 6:18 mark. Blackman gets 6 for Prattville, and they have come out and they land the first punch with that touchdown drive.
That's a really big statement by Prattville. Running the ball very effectively, big chunks here and there, and then able to push it forward into the end zone. Blackman stayed on his feet into the end zone for that 6.
So here comes the place kicker, Paxton Janola. He's got great range. This is an extra point to try to make it 7-0 Prattville out of the gate here. Janola, the placement, the kick is up. It is good, and it's 7-0 Prattville right here as we're off and rolling. First quarter action on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Baptist Health is on your team. From everyday care to life's emergencies, we've got you covered. Baptist Health, on your team, on and off the field.
Back with you in Vestavia, where Prattville's off to a 7-0 start here, and the pistol zone read causing a little problem. Now we'll see if the offense can get going. I wasn't surprised about what Prattville could do offensively. I was more surprised that with Charlie Tapp back, that there was no positive yardage from that first drive offensively.
Everything coming up roses for Prattville so far here tonight. Defensively, they were aggressive. They were firing into the backfield. They were winning the line of scrimmage, and negative yardage for the Rebels on those first 3 plays. But you take a break. It's a long game. Barely halfway through this first quarter, but you can tell Prattville came to play tonight. For Vestavia, this is a big drive to kind of get that momentum started, cranking in the Rebels' direction.
Here's the second kickoff of the night with the wind at the back. This one's going to be played at the goal line by number 3 Laws with a little seam. He finds it, works his way out across the 30-yard line. Great return there by young Zach Laws.
Really good start. Special teams can get them that momentum going. They can change the ball game, and nice job by Zach Laws on the return there. Good blocking by the Rebel special teams, and Vestavia will start this drive at the 30-yard line.
All right, so let's see what Charlie can get going with the offense. Tapp is back. Remember, hadn't played in a couple of weeks. Did play at Thompson, then had a bye week. Vestavia traditionally good out of byes, but a slow start here tonight. Nobody back there with Charlie Tapp. They'll now send Ainsworth in motion near side, and now motion near side. Fake the handoff, Taff on the keeper, and that is a bread and butter Vestavia play that's going to work it out to the 35.
That's more like it. Anytime you can play in front of the sticks, that's a great way to start. Vestavia very quickly back up to the line of scrimmage, and as Charlie Taff goes, so goes this offense. That's a good run on first down.
All right, Taff gets the snap. He's got to fake the handoff, look downfield, chooses not to throw it, and now he's going to swing it out near side to Purdy. Purdy takes it, gets the first down as he's leveled at the 45-yard line, but a first down for Vestavia.
What a smart decision by Charlie Taff. He had options down the field, but pretty well defended in the secondary by Prattville. Taff rolls to his left and then drops it off to Purdy for the first down run.
First down, man in motion is Laws. They're going to fake the pitch, and now slipping and falling is Charlie Taff as the turf monster gets him, and that's going to be a big loss of about 3 yards. And once again, Vestavia behind the sticks.
You've seen that happen a lot with the opposing teams coming here to Buddy Anderson Field, and they will slip on this turf. That's one of the first times we've seen Vestavia do it, but it's a loss of 3.
Second and 13 now. Taff is back there with Purdy. Man in motion and Boylan, and this is Purdy with the football. Make that Stubbs with the football as he gets it across the 50-yard line. Stays in bounds, and it's going to set up a third down play.
Good read by Charlie Taff on the speed option. Good blocking downfield by Will Ainsworth.
All right, so Laws lines up near side with Stubbs. Purdy back there with Charlie Taff in the backfield. We've got whistles.
The officials taking a long time to spot this ball. Vestavia was ready to roll. They moved it up about a half a yard.
Third down, we'll call it 4, a long 4 on a big third down play just into Prattville territory for the first time. Charlie Taff fakes it, throws it near side. It's caught by Stubbs, but he's going to be close to the first down. We'll probably get a measurement here that's that close.
We'll see where they spot it.
They're giving him the first down, I think. They gave him the yard line, and they're going to give him a first down. So first down Vestavia as they move the sticks on the far side, and they do it quickly because Vestavia's back to the line. Good spot, man. We'll take it. First down Vestavia at the Prattville 45. Drive going. This is Laws in motion. Taff fakes the pitch. Now he's got running room far side. Fakes the throw. Dives forward for another first down for Vestavia. A good little 11-yard run by Charlie Taff.
That was a nice tackle by Trey Rawlinson, but you saw that little pump fake right at the last second by Charlie Taff. That paused Rawlinson and enabled Taff to get by him to pick up the first down.
Very fast pace from Vestavia, maybe their fastest of the year so far. Taff fakes it, looks downfield, throws it. Open receiver is Laws the motion. Man, he's got a touchdown. Touchdown Vestavia.
Just a well-executed, perfect play by this Rebel offense. A little play action, and then Zach Laws running right down the hash. No one near him. Taff laid it up, made the catch, and Laws slides into the end zone for the touchdown.
Extra point upcoming as Sloan Morgan will line up to try to tie the game up with 3:35 to go in the first quarter. 3:36 to go in the first quarter. Extra point is up, and it's good. And we're tied. 7-7. Vestavia answers. Back in a moment on the Rebel Nation Sports Network. In the air tonight, Vestavia with a touchdown, 7-7. Man, what a great answer from the offense.
What a huge difference from drive 1 to drive 2. Completely in control offensively. Did a good job of running the football. Picked up a big third down right at the sticks to keep the drive alive. And then a well-executed pass play down the field to Laws for the touchdown.
What do you think the key to that drive was? What made it different than the first one?
I think it all goes back to momentum. You got to pick up 4 yards on first down. You're playing in positive yardage. And then the Rebels were able to execute in the proper manner. They got guys in the right spot, made good throws, executed. It's almost just a little nerves maybe coming out in that first drive and some aggressive play by Prattville, but well done on the second drive.
Sloan Morgan kicks it into the Prattville red zone. It's returned out to the 27-yard line. That's a key to watch tonight, too. This Prattville team, wonderful at returning kicks and a great coverage there from that Vestavia coverage unit. And they'll set up first down and 10 at the 27-yard line with Vestavia's defense out now with their second chance to stop Prattville tonight. It was a touchdown drive, hard-fought one that involved a fourth down play down on the goal line, but Prattville eventually scored a touchdown. So with more shifting, we'll see if Vestavia's defense can answer here.
And I'd be interested to see, do they get the ball to J.J. Williams? They're going to take the time and adjust your offense to put him at that receiver spot. You expect them to use him a good bit.
McKay hands it off to the hammer once again up the middle. They've got success with the running back, and that's an easy play with Tristan Blackman just lowering the shoulder pads and getting 10 yards.
And that's something that has to concern this Vestavia coaching staff in this first quarter, the way that Blackman has just been able to run. And these are very simple plays, right? We're just coming straight down the middle, running the football, and he's been very effective. Here he goes again.
Same play again. McKay just handling it off to Blackman, who gets another 5 yards. Man, if you can get 5 every carry, you'll stick with that all night long.
He's already at 50 yards rushing in the first quarter. So a great start to this ball game by Blackman.
Clock passes the 3-minute mark in the first quarter, and it's second down and 5 for Prattville. Vestavia trying to get men in the box here to slow Blackman down. The sophomore McKay throws it near side, almost intercepted out there. Walker Hogue making a play.
And read that perfectly, came up, saw them going with a little play action, trying to get it down the field, and really well done.
Was that Patillo?
Patillo, yeah.
Yeah, Patillo.
Patillo 25, not Hogue 26,
yeah.
But well done by Patillo reading that play. And he's stepped in since about week 2 into that cornerback role, and that's a really nice play there by Patillo.
My apologies to the Patillo family. Great play by Matthew there. Toss far side to Blackman again, and this is going to set up a fourth down play for Prattville. We'll see what they decide to do with the ball marked at the 49-yard line in their own territory. Offense stays on the field for the moment with a fourth down, and scoreboard's calling it 3, and we'll call it 3 as well. They're now bringing the punt unit on, and Vestavia will substitute as well. Always keep an eye on a fake with this team as well. They have some athletes even on this kick team. But Janola handles the place kicking and the punting for them, and he is a college caliber kicker. Snap is perfect. The kick is off. It's a nice kick. End over end. It's going to bounce at the 21 inside the red zone and saved at the 2-yard line. Great play defensively by Prattville. They get it done with special teams as they pin Vestavia down on the goal line.
Yeah, those are tough to do when it's kind of flipping over like that, and it's short. But for Stubbs, you got to come up and make the fair catch on that ball, because if not, that's exactly what happens. You get a really good roll for Prattville, and now if Vestavia wants to put points up, they'll have to go 98 yards.
We'll keep an eye on another game in our area tonight, in our region. Thompson and Hewitt-Trussville, a battle for first place in the region. We'll give you a score update coming up at halftime on that one. Right now, Vestavia backed up in their own goal line. Taft takes the snap, looks for a little running room, and is going to keep digging his way out to the 10.
And that's the type of play that has to fire you up as an offensive player on this team. You see Charlie Taft contact at the 5-yard line. He continued to fight all the way out to the 10.
Again, no Grayson Harper tonight. Braxton Hunt out there getting some playing time this evening in his place. Taft is lined up. That is Hunt that goes in motion. Taft looks downfield. It's towards Hunt. Falls incomplete as that pass was short.
And pressure into the backfield on Taft. He threw that falling backwards off of his back foot, which is really all that he could do because of the pressure that got into the backfield so quickly, and falls just a little bit short for Hunt.
Now that sets up a 3rd down and 2. Backed up to your own 10-yard line.
Wouldn't be surprised if you see again some motion, maybe a little run action, and then maybe see Taft try to keep it either up the middle or off the edge.
That'll be shift to the near side. got numbers on this side of the ball. Taft's going to keep it and run it to this side, and he's got a little running room for a first down. That close to breaking it open and maybe going the distance.
And I love that play design. You shift, you overload to the left side, you show run action back to the right, and then Taft keeps it to the left where you had an extra blocker. Well called by offensive coordinator Josh Franklin and well executed by this Vestavia offense.
First down, Rebels quickly with the snap. Taft still with the football as he rolls far side, and he's just going to throw this one away as he had no receiver on that side of the field. Great pressure from Prattville.
Good decision by Taft. Good athleticism, number one, to avoid that sack, and then a good decision to get rid of the football and save that down.
Second down and 10 now for Vestavia. Substitution as Laws comes back into the game.
And that's the type of play that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but it's a big difference in a 6 or 7 yard loss and just a no gain or no loss, no gain, where you come back with that 2nd and 10.
Stubbs near sides, Hunt's in motion. He sort of leads the block. Nope, Taft keeps it. Thought they had Boylan working near side with Hunt going, but it was a keeper there from Charlie Taft, and not a lot of yardage there as he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And Kavion Tyus is continuing to disrupt this game for this Prattville defense. That time he was on the defensive right side and just flew into the backfield, which really threw off everything that Taft wanted to do there.
Third down behind the 6 and 11. Tries to get some free yardage on the snap. No jump from Prattville. They reset with 15 on the play clock, and this huge down from Vestavia right in front of the Prattville band. Snap on the money. Taft with it, steps up in the pocket. Now he's got pressure. Tries to throw it near side to the receiver Ainsworth, but he can't get enough on it, and it's going to fall incomplete.
And that shows you how difficult it is to throw the football when the defense knows that you're going to throw the football. They rushed 4, they dropped 7. Well defended in the secondary and had some extra defenders at the safety spot. So just nowhere to go for Taft. He did a good job to just get rid of it. And now the Rebels will come on to punt.
7-7 game. Under the 30-second mark in the first quarter. Snap is good. Morgan with a great kick this time, backed up. It's going to take a Prattville bounce, though, and go out of bounds at the Vestavia 43-yard line, and that's where Prattville will take over now in a go zone situation.
And talk about how important special teams are for Prattville. You punt and you get that great roll that downs Vestavia at the 2-yard line. So as a result, Vestavia picks up about 10 or 15 yards, but you're still punting from your own end zone, and that gives Prattville great field position at the 44.
Yeah, and that was into a wind that has died down a little bit after the sunset now. Just in time for Vestavia to get the win, so it's not working in their favor. But Blackman hasn't been working in their favor either, as the big running back who's had quite a first quarter gets that football and runs the other way with it and picks up 3, maybe 4 yards. And that's going to end the quarter with 1 quarter in the books. We're deadlocked 7-7, but Prattville is driving again. Back in a moment on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
We're proudly local, headquartered in Birmingham with offices in Vestavia Hills and Austin, Texas. A family of companies, Molecular Designs and Streamline Scientific, serving labs nationwide. We develop smarter molecular tools, from advanced PCR assays to improved sample collection and rapid extraction systems, plus seamless lab software. Together, we're a family of companies, simplifying, advancing, and powering labs across America. Streamline Scientific and Molecular Designs. Local innovation, national impact, serving labs nationwide. Let's go, Rebels!
Homecoming at Vestavia, 1 quarter down, 7-7 your score. And listen, we tried to set it up in pregame, Chad Pilcher, that this was going to be a playoff atmosphere, that it had playoff implications for both teams. Winners in a good spot to maybe make the playoffs, loser in a tough spot to make the playoffs. And so far, it's battling out to be a very, very close game.
Both these teams very evenly matched, obviously, both on the scoreboard, but in all aspects of this ball game. It's going to come down to who plays the best in this ball game, who makes the plays as the game progresses. And I've been very impressed with what Prattville's done so far.
Again, their sophomore quarterback is Will McKay. He lofts one over the middle. It's completed for a first down, and Prattville will get a new set of downs. And I'll tell you, to come in here tonight, I had no indication we'd be getting QB2 Will McKay. That tells me that kid's been doing a lot of great work in practices to get the start over J.J. Williams, who's now moved into a receiver role.
They just moved that ball up about 4 or 5 yards from where they initially spotted it. But what about that route? He had 2 deep post routes over the top and a crossing route underneath, and to be patient, sit in the pocket, and let that play out.
McKay to the other quarterback, J.J. Williams, and he makes a move and gets outside and gets down to the 22, 21-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. Play gets 8.
And just very big plays on early downs for this Prattville offense, and that's what's been setting the tone on their first drive where they put points on the board, and now here on this drive, picking up big chunks on first down.
3 receivers near side. McKay's going to sling it out there, a little screen out to number 7, Graham, who fights for a first down. Did a good job when he slipped of not going down to his knees.
Yeah, almost like the Rebels are just a step behind so far in this ball game. Everything Prattville's doing, they're adjusting a little bit late to those plays. That's a perfect example there. Made the catch, got upfield. Rebels there to potentially make a tackle, didn't, and it's the second or third guy who ends up making the play.
First down at the 12, and Robert Evans is going to call a timeout. We'll keep it right here. Don't forget you can support Vestavia Hills Athletics by shopping online at the official Rebel store. Just visit onerebelathletics.com. Click Rebel Shop, onerebelathletics.com, and then click Rebel Shop. Remember, the holidays are coming up. What a great gift from Peter Millar, Nike, Biore, Johnny O, and more. When you go to onerebelathletics.com, that's the official Rebel store right there online. All right.
That's not your first time to read an ad.
It is not. It's not. I do about 36 of them a day on the next round. All right, so we're at 11:28 to go in the first half, but here's Prattville with another great drive. And I'll just start by saying, with Tristan Blackman running the football the way he's running so far, that has opened up so many things on the edge for the receivers.
He's been so effective early. As a result, you have to adjust your defense. You've got to commit an extra linebacker to the run game, and that frees open guys in the secondary running routes. And they've done a good job of these combination formations. You see it here. Trips down to the near side of the field and a single receiver to the right side.
McKay rolling, throwing on the move to the end zone, caught, and touchdown. Prattville, what a wonderful throw from Will McKay there.
And it all started with the formation. We said it. You had trips to the near side. You had a single receiver, man-to-man coverage on the outside. And for Prattville, you absolutely love that situation. You've got a one-on-one with your receiver to the outside, and he just ran the route. Great throw by McKay to deliver it exactly where it needed to be, near the pylon, and Prattville puts up 6 more.
Again, only a sophomore listed as QB2 on our list, and a H-back, and tonight he's the man, big man on campus. Whistles blowing on the extra point. And that came after a Vestavia defensive timeout too. Procedure penalty on Prattville is going to back them up for the extra point coming up again.
And that is certainly a changeup. You think about it. Vestavia's prepared all week long to have J.J. Williams at the quarterback spot. That's what they're preparing for.
More of a runner, not
a passer. And all of a sudden, you've just completely changed up everything that you do. It has opened up those receivers, and because of the opportunity to throw it down the field, now that's really opened up more running opportunities for Blackman.
Yeah, they've thrown early in the second quarter. They're 9 of 12 throwing the football with sophomore Will McKay. He had 11 passes in the first quarter to go with 9 runs, 52 yards from Tristan Blackman. Extra point is up. It is still good, and it's 14-7 Prattville. As we take a timeout here, the Rebel Nation Sports Network on a beautiful Friday night. Defense optional so far on a homecoming night at Vestavia, where Prattville 14 points in 3 drives. Vestavia's got 7 in 3 drives, and Vestavia's about to get the football back for the 4th time tonight.
We talked about it. This is a confident Prattville team. They've come in under new head coach Bobby Carr. They believe in what they're building. They've got outstanding athletes, and you see here how they're lined up. You have to be aware of all kinds of things. Special teams-wise, they're not afraid to take chances. And as this game goes on for Vestavia, you're going to have to make plays, because the longer a team hangs around, the more confidence they build, and you get the sense so far this one's going to be a shootout.
This is a program that got their 600th win earlier this year when they beat Oak Mountain. And tonight they're looking for another win. This kick's going to go deep into the end zone, even into what used to be what's left over from a nice wind that was blowing here at Thompson-Reynolds Stadium, Buddy Anderson Field. So Vestavia down a touchdown. First half action here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network. Jim Dunaway, Chad Pilcher, and the whole crew. Again, student-run operation here. We love everyone that contributes to this on a Friday night.
We've got the clock. We've got the down and distance rolling tonight. We are full go on the broadcast.
Young Reese working that clock and the down and distance tonight. Most requested by our viewers was that clock and down and distance, and Reese is making that work. Got a whistle here, and they're going to have a...
Looks like an equipment violation of some sort that they called there.
Knee pads.
And Price LeMaster is going to come into the receiver spot for Laws.
All right, so Laws is out on a little knee pad situation. Couple of men in motion for Vestavia as they do a little reset. Taff is going to snap it, put it right there, and off to the races. There goes Purdy. Down inside the 40-yard line as he's knocked out of bounds. Just popped that one off tackle.
And that is alignment football. It's all about the formation, all about the shift. That's what got Prattville out of kilter there defensively, and then Vestavia very quickly snapped the ball and get the big run. But that all started with simply that shift by Vestavia that gave them the advantage on the blocking situation, and that's why Purdy broke it.
Now we're going to line up LeMaster at quarterback, Taff in motion. They're going to hand it off to him, and he's going to look to throw it back, but ends up losing yardage on a little flea flicker play where they tried to sneak LeMaster out of the backfield.
And once again, Tyus was in the backfield. He was joined by Trey Rawlinson. Those linebackers for Prattville are showing up big. They didn't get fooled at all by that play, and Taff had nowhere to go, so it's a loss on first down.
Substitution as Purdy comes back into the lineup. He'll line up next to Taff over there. LeMaster also on the field still as a receiver. They're going to throw it out to him, and LeMaster makes the catch, and he's drugged to the ground quickly at the 40-yard line.
What an outstanding tackle by Darrell Washington. And now a big third down, 3rd and long. And this is the type of situation you try to avoid. Depending on how this down goes, you may be in 4-down territory, but it's really, really hard to throw the football when they expect you to do it.
3rd down, 3 receivers to the top side, and the tight end Ainsworth in there. Purdy shifts to the side of Taff, fakes it to him. Taff over the middle, open, complete, first down Vestavia, as that's young Braxton Hunt with a perfect route.
Recognizing the defense, seeing the opening, a very quick play action, deliver it right across the middle to Hunt. Well done for the first down.
Good throw and catch, right back. Taff hands it off. That's Purdy with it. Big hammer down inside the 15-yard line.
And now the tempo is fast-paced. Vestavia flying around trying to get set. And this is where this Vestavia offense is at its best.
Marks him at the 16. They've got defenders out of position, so they throw it near side to Stubbs, who's working his way towards the goal line, gets down to the 3-yard line.
Great blocking by Will Ainsworth and Braxton Hunt.
Quick pace. Prattville tried to substitute. Can't get anybody on quick enough, so Vestavia lines it up. Taff is going to snap it. We got a penalty flag down. We're going to get offside Prattville. They were scrambling to get lined up again. That will allow them to get a big defensive tackle substitution in.
But that's what the pace does. It gets you off rhythm, and Prattville was running around trying to get the right guys in place, just did not have enough time to do that, and the penalty comes out. Brody Glenn is checked into the ballgame as an extra blocker for the Rebels.
That's what I was about to say. An extra offensive lineman comes rolling in for Vestavia. So little goal line, big boy football lined up, 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. There goes the shift to the left side, so numbers left. Let's see where they run it. Taff's going to keep it right up the middle. Touchdown, Charlie Taff. Vestavia ties the game up, or at least gets within an extra point from tying it up. Charlie Taff and the Vestavia offense answers on the drive.
That is a huge answer for this Rebel offense. With Prattville, the way they've been able to move the ball, you've got to be able to keep up blow for blow, and Vestavia did a great job of that there.
Woo, what a good, big, huge drive for Vestavia there. And an extra point away from tying the game up with Prattville with playoff implications. Sloan Morgan on the shift. LeMaster to hold it. And we'll try to make this thing 14-14 here as the band gets quiet. Snap down, kick up, good. It is 14-14. There you go, big answer. Couple of them already in the first half as the Rebels hanging in there with Prattville right here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Taylor Burton Company, we've been building and remodeling homes in Vestavia Hills since 1986. That's back when shoulder pads weren't just for football. This isn't just where we work, it's home. We live here, we raise our families here. Our kids all wore the Rebel jersey under these Friday night lights. That's why we care so deeply about what we do. Quality, craftsmanship, and community. That's what we're built on.
Crazy Train playing over the stadium with the light show here at Vestavia on a homecoming night. It's been a crazy ride so far. I don't know if it's been more offense than you expected, but 2 touchdowns on each side so far with about 9 minutes to go.
This is the kind of offense you like to see. The weather turning a little cooler, the offense starting to click on both sides. I've been most impressed with the way Prattville's been able to run the football. I knew that they had a solid run game, didn't expect them to be able to do so as effectively as they have so far, but for Vestavia, it's clicking really well. 159 yards of total offense.
Line drive, low kick's going to be taken inside the 5-yard line, and here comes with a lot of running room, a big return, and now space on the far side, and a big setup on the return there on the return from their big guy, number 5 for them. That is C.J. Brown, the wide receiver, the freshman who had a big return.
And Sloan Morgan had to come up, make the tackle as the kicker. Vestavia went with a little kind of knuckleball kick down the field, and that backfired.
Caught me off guard when we didn't have coverage down there, but that's one of the concerns in talking with the coaches with kick coverage because of what the freshman Brown could do. And there you go, boom, on that return. He's in Vestavia territory as they start to drive at the 45. First down, Prattville. And that pistol option formation. McKay hands it to Blackman. They try to reestablish the run, and they do it with 5 yards right off the right side.
And if you can start every drive like that, goodness gracious, you're in a good starting point. And what I love watching Blackman is the way that he finishes runs. It's running through those tackles, continuing to move his legs, and 2nd and 5 for the Lions.
Receivers top side. McKay hands it to Blackman. He follows the receiver's blockings out there, and he's going to get 4 yards. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
And when you watch athletic competition, you can tell when guys are feeling it. If you watch the way that Blackman's finishing these runs, there is a confidence with which he's running. And so with this Rebel defensive line, you need to get some kind of push. See if you can beat the offensive lineman at the point of contact and make that contact at the line or behind to try and slow Blackman down.
Big defensive unit up there for Vestavia trying to get a stop on 3rd down after the big kick return. 3rd and 2, handoff Blackman, blockers near side, fighting for the first down, and he has it with the mark there, despite the effort on the tackle there.
That was Paxton Ussery. He did a good job of fighting through, getting into the backfield, and made that contact in the backfield, but an even better job by Blackman of pushing forward to get to the line to gain.
Good look there, big number 50, who almost had the first down saving tackle. Just a dive effort from Blackman gives Prattville another set of downs. 1st and 10, the ball at the Vestavia 35-yard line. Receiver spread out. McKay's going to throw it on 1st down, looking for a deep throw to the 6'6" receiver in the end zone. Great defensive play back there from Vestavia, and that's Walker Hogue.
That was well done. That ball was floated up in the air, which allowed Hogue time to recover, but that is a terrible matchup for this Rebel defense. There's nobody in this Vestavia secondary that has the height or the size to match up against Hall, but really, really well done by Hogue to get there, get his hand in there and knock it down.
I mean, 6'6" is big no matter where we're playing. Football, basketball, volleyball, it doesn't matter. There's Blackman right up the gut, fighting, keeps those feet churning, and he's going to fall and get 9 yards. It'll set up 2nd and 1. Nothing fancy about that when they go back to Blackman. Make that 3rd down.
This is the tough call for Coach Robert Evans, defensive coordinator Chad Merrill, is do you commit an extra body to the run game? But if you do that, that means you're leaving your secondary exposed.
Blackman on 3rd and 1. There's Ussery and company going to knock him backwards, going to lose 1 yard. Also in there on the tackle, number 24, Rush Harper.
That is the first time we've seen this Vestavia defense really impose itself on this line of scrimmage. Rush Harper back there made the big tackle, and a 4th down decision for Coach Bobby Carr. He's leaving the offense on the field.
Ussery and Arundel and Harper and all those big guys up front. Loss of 1. It is 4th and 2. The crowd realizes big play here for the defense. They shifted around, stacked some bodies on the far side with 4 receivers out there. The young sophomore quarterback is going to be bailed out by a timeout from his offensive coaching staff over there. We'll keep it right here and set up the scene. 14-14 with 6 and change to play in the first half, and a big 4th down play coming up. They've got a college level kicker, and I wonder if they'll think about kicking it here. He has, I watched him in pregame. He's good from 45. I don't know if you can do that with a rush or not. This will be a little longer than that if they do that. No, it'll be about 45.
This is a makeable kick for Prattville. I think the challenge for Coach Carr is he just saw that last drive for Vestavia, and you get the sense, if I'm going to win this ball game, I've got to be able to score almost every single time. So it's those types of plays, those types of situations that really affect your decision-making in a game like this. And so we'll see what decision they make. They did a shift there. They put 4 wide receivers to the far side of the field and did not like the look that they got. Vestavia did a good job of adjusting. I would expect they're going to line up in something here and adjust back out of it. Although they may, they're going to start out with 1 wide receiver to the top side, have a tight end to the near side.
All right, and they had a slot back out there. It's the sophomore Will McKay, who's 9 of 13 on the night. Tristan Blackman lined up behind him, and Blackman's going to get it, try to kick it outside, and he's got the first down. He may have the touchdown. The dive for the corner. Does he get there? Yes! Touchdown, Prattville.
Just had too many bodies on that offensive right side of the field, and Blackman just continuing to do what he has done all night long. Running the football, that's his 2nd touchdown, and he has had his way versus this Vestavia defense so far.
His longest run of the night right there, 27 yards on the touchdown. He's got 15 carries for 97 and 2 touchdowns. Prattville will run an extra person on here for the extra point. Play clock at 10 on the PAT. Plenty of time. Play clock is stopped for some reason. Kick is up and it's good, but there's penalty flags down. Looks like they're going to say delay a game. Oh, illegal substitution against Vestavia. Reset the play clock, and they're going to make them kick it again.
Just to call that a dead ball penalty, yeah. So just another mistake by the Rebels. That one doesn't hurt you too much. They'll just line up to kick it again.
Yeah, may have been lined up over the center. That may have been what it was. PAT coming up with Prattville on top. High snap, kick up and good. 21-14 the score. We'll take a break here. Prattville continues to lead. Vestavia is yet to lead on homecoming night. The crowd anxious for some positivity for the Rebels right here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
There are no shortcuts on the road to success. It's forged by confidence, purpose, and determination. Everyone has potential. Few have the power to unlock it. The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
Good look at the student section. Everyone's a Rebel tonight on this homecoming night.
Yeah, great crowd here tonight for this homecoming game. They've seen a good matchup, a lot of offense in the early going. Elsewhere in the region, about halfway through the second quarter, Thompson 10, Hewitt-Trussville 3. Thompson just blocked a field goal attempt. So the Warriors with the early lead after losing to Clay Chalkville last week, 3rd year in a row that Clay Chalkville has defeated Thompson.
Vestavia's leading rusher so far tonight is Carson Purdy with 47 yards. He had 139-yard rush. That's been the biggest play of the night so far for Vestavia as Prattville kicks it into the end zone. And the Rebels will start things off at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 with 6 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the first half.
It's really a tale of two groups. For Vestavia offensively, just keep doing what you're doing. Move the ball, mix it up, and they've done a good job both from a formation standpoint and from an execution standpoint. Coach Franklin's called a good game so far, and then for the defense, you just got to make adjustments and find a way to stop that run game.
Little inside pitch is to the big guy. That's number 15. That's Stubbs on the run. Excuse me, Purdy on the run. Down near side to the 30, 25-yard line before he steps out of bounds. Boy, he came in motion and sort of was hidden behind everything going left. Great play call.
And that's, you show that deception. You show looks one way, you come back the other. Do a great job of using the motion to get guys free. It takes the defense a little while to adjust, and you're off to the races just like that. Great start to the drive for the Rebels.
That puts Carson Purdy over 100 yards here in the first half with 2 big runs. Taft now throws it to Ainsworth. He'll walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Vestavia with the answer.
Only took 2 plays for the Rebels. A great run by Purdy, a great read by Taft to get the ball to Ainsworth into the end zone. And just like that, the Rebels are within 1.
Now that felt good, right? 2 great play calls. Great execution by the kids. Shift into the traditional extra point position and try to tie this thing up. Snap is down, the kick is up. It's good. We're tied 21-21. We'll keep it right here with 5:57 to go in the first half. Man, those 2 plays right there sort of echoed what you were saying already, that we're in for a shootout so far if things stay the way they are.
This has just been a great offensive showdown. Guys running routes, getting open, going down the field. Ainsworth released wide open. Looked like my former teammate Bill Flowers at Ole Miss. Vestavia resident. Just an awesome job by this team moving up and down the field.
Boy, the way the scoring's going right now, those guys doing push-ups, they'll have biceps for days. I don't know, is that the muscle you get when you do push-ups? Reese, help me, biceps? Does that help the biceps? Yeah, okay. I don't know. Bad in the push-up department. They just pushed out 21 of them real quick there. Light shows are on. Vestavia putting on a show offensively, 21-21 as we work here to the backside of the second quarter. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, all the homecoming festivities for you. That homecoming court has made their way down, and they're standing on the right side of the student section of the band area on the track there, getting ready to be walked out by their dads on this homecoming 2025 in Vestavia. The kick is bobbled, and now here comes the coverage team looking for a tackle on the near side. Edge not set as the big receiver number 7, Braden Graham, gets some yardage and real estate to work his way out to the 31-yard line.
That was an outstanding tackle by Walker Hogue, but for the second time, the squib kick, and it just kind of gives a great opportunity for Prattville. That one hit off his leg. You had a chance, maybe you're going to recover it, and instead, when those types of things happen, you feel like those coverage teams kind of slow down a little bit, aren't as aggressive going down the field, and a good return by Prattville. They'll get good field position, although they're going to move it back here. Going to have a penalty against the Lions, so a big break for Vestavia. Block in the back.
Block in the back, the killer of any great return at any level of football. The old block in the back will put Prattville with their worst field position of the night to start out at their own 10-yard line.
And this is the opportunity for this Vestavia defense. It's the opportunity to come up with the stop.
Keep everything in front, right?
Everything in front. You're at 5 minutes, 45 seconds left. That is plenty of time. But you got to come up with that first stop, and now you'll find out, can Prattville go the entire length of the field to put up points?
Tristan Blackman, who's had a night, is going to get the first handoff, and we've got defenders in the backfield there, and he's not going to get any yardage. That's the big man back there. That's 93, Josh Arundel, the first to get his paws on him.
Well done by Arundel flying into the backfield, and that's what's got to happen. Some of these defensive linemen have got to win the one-on-one battles, split the defenders, get into the right spots. And that's one of the first times we've seen that happen for this Vestavia defense.
Good look at Will Botnick there, who's changed jersey numbers if you're watching at home from 9 to 10 tonight. Second down, clock running for Prattville. McKay, little options, now going to shuttle it forward, completed to their big 15, Donovan Brown. First time we've called Brown's name tonight. He's a little do-everything H-back, and that was a well-designed play.
That was a nice play. You had the speed option, look to the right, and then you went shovel pass, although you kind of dropped it over the top. Well executed for the first down.
Little splash brother 3 from McKay there. Counts as a completed pass. Now he's going to keep it. He's going to slide. And that's going to be a flag as Hogue gets caught there making a move, and then the slide happens late.
That's so tough to pull up when you're going full speed, but you have to do it. The slide by McKay, that's obviously a personal foul against the Rebels.
That's just one of those that you got McKay running. A surprise, not the running quarterback. He's the backup who's been doing such a great job of throwing the football tonight. 10 of 14, just coming off of a completion. Decides to surprise everybody and run it here. And here comes Hogue downhill to make a play. And he goes into the slide, and Hogue can't stop. It's a targeting call. And it's a first down.
And just like that, Prattville started back inside the 10, and they're already out to the 39-yard line.
It'll be first and 10 for the Lions.
Oh, glad McKay's okay. He's up and he's back out there in a scary little hit. So a first down all the way out to the 39-yard line. First down for Prattville. McKay now is going to throw it, lobs it down the sideline. It's going to be incomplete. That one not catchable, as everybody held up in traffic trying to run their routes.
Really a good decision that time by McKay. There was nowhere to go. It seemed like a one-man route going on the go route down the field. Well defended over there by Patillo.
Second down and 10 now. 4:37 left in the half. Drive started at the 10. McKay's going to throw it out in the flat to their big receiver, but a great tackle out there.
That was Patillo again. Yep. He's on an island out there, man to man,
against a 6'6" guy.
6'6" receiver, and that is a tough assignment. But he's been up to the challenge so far. Had that one earlier one-on-one route on the touchdown, but otherwise, especially on this drive, he's done a really nice job.
Third down, and we're going to call it 6. Students trying to make some noise down below us here. A huge third down play as we get under the 4-minute mark. McKay with a deep drop downfield in the seam. Man is open. It is caught on that far sideline by Braden Graham. He's tackled inside the 5 for a big first down.
There were 3 Vestavia defenders back there, and Graham split all 3 of them. And another really good throw by McKay, just standing in the pocket. He had a defender running straight at him with his hands up as he let go of that football, but he stood in there, he stepped into it and delivered a strike. And we have a sideline warning against Prattville, as they were obviously excited about that play.
So just a sideline warning, so it's not going to impact the big play, is what you're telling me.
So the Prattville coaches did not appreciate that call. Still having a conversation with the official.
Just a sideline warning. So it's first down at the 5-yard line for Prattville with 3 minutes and 48 seconds to go here in the first half on homecoming night in what has been a first half of fireworks. Handoff up the middle, lowering his shoulder is Blackman, and he works his way to the 3.
Nice tackle by Daniel Richardson, and I would imagine you're about to see Blackman a couple of more times coming downhill out of that pistol look.
Second down, again Blackman off the left side, fighting for the end zone, not going to get there. Some of the guys making the tackle include Rush Harper, who had him by the legs.
Walker Hogue came in on that play as well.
Parker Simpson out there as well.
I'd get ready for the same thing once again.
Third down, but I guess McKay has showed us once he can keep it. They're going to pass it over the middle and dropped wide open there. Was their big do-everything Donovan Brown, and he got knocked away from him, tipped, or he just dropped it?
I expected Blackman to get it. Every coach expected Blackman to get it. Everyone in the stadium expected him to get it. That was a really good play call by Prattville to flip it to Brown. Just wasn't quite able to hold on to it. Now a huge play on fourth down as Prattville's going to keep the offense on the field.
Really good play call if you score here. If you don't score here, you're going to ask yourself, why didn't I just hand it to Blackman all night? Blackman moves out of the backfield. Timeout Vestavia, as head coach Robert Evans wants to check things out here after he saw them line up. Smart play, right? Get him lining up, right? And then, okay, let's call a timeout after that's probably the play they wanted to run on 4th and 2.
This is a crucial call in this ball game for Coach Evans. You saw what alignment they came out in, and then you call the timeout, talk over what you want to call on the defense. The last time this happened, however, they came out in kind of a trips look to the right side and then showed a clear passing formation and then came back and ran and had a big touchdown run. So it's smart, but you got to come back with the correct call and then execute it properly.
So let me ask you this. You saw Prattville line up in the play they wanted to run on 4th and 2. Evans calls the timeout. Now, if you're Prattville, if you're the coach, do you change plays or you keep your play?
So the last time this happened, they were out around near the 20-yard line. Typically on the goal line, you have your plays that you like. You know what you're typically going to go with. I think you probably stick with it unless the offensive coaches up in the booth see something totally different that Vestavia lines up with defensively.
Okay. So you're a lawyer Monday through Friday. You gave me both sides of the argument there. You didn't really jump on your real decision there.
You got me.
Yeah. In my memory, I can't remember how they were lined up. Man in motion, McKay's going to throw it. He's going to roll it towards the pylon. That's intercepted. Intercepted Vestavia.
Matthew Patillo with the huge interception, and how about a huge play after he got beat earlier in the ball game for the touchdown. That time it's one-on-one again. Read it perfectly, and Patillo with the biggest play in this game so far.
Patillo with the play. He's on an island, like you said. They threw it at the pylon one time for a touchdown earlier. That's where they were throwing it again, and Patillo jumped it for the pick. Wow, what a play.
And now for Vestavia, you've got 2 minutes, 53 seconds to try and go back down the field and get points right before the half, which is even more critical because Prattville gets the ball to start the second half.
Got to get out of your end zone first. Little flag offsides Prattville there. It's going to give you that 5 yards to give you a little space. They said somebody jumped into the zone on that shift there. Don't really have to make contact. You just have to get into the zone by high school rules.
High school rules. Yeah, college pros, you can jump and get back. You cannot do that in high school.
So that's a 1st and 5 situation, but more importantly, you've got your back out of the end zone. 2:53 to go. Handoff near side. Great blocking and a little running room out to about the 17 for Boylan.
And very quickly back to the line. And you have really seen Vestavia pick up that tempo on the last drive and now here again on this one.
Now Taft's going to try to go deep. Overthrows everybody. Smart play, double coverage intended for Luke Stubbs.
It seemed like we're going there. We're taking this deep shot here, but it was perfectly defended by Prattville. The corner underneath, and then you have the safety over the top.
It looked like you only had one man in a route, didn't you? It was going to be that one or nothing. All right, gives everybody a chance to catch their breath on second down and 10. In motion is Stubbs. Taft rolling near side. Going to do the pitch out to Boylan, who gets some positive yardage before he's knocked out of bounds. Dangerous little pitch.
But Taft felt very confident in running and letting go of that ball at the last minute to put Vestavia in a really good situation. 3rd and 2.
Those forward pitches, I haven't seen any all year long, and now both sides have been using them all night. 3rd down and 3. Let's call it 2, 3rd and 2. In motion is Laws. Handoff, Taft's going to keep it. 1st down, Vestavia. Good call there, good keep by Charlie Taft. I'm not sure Boylan would have got it on the near side.
And that is a true read by Taft. He's reading the defense, seeing what they do, and then he's adjusting accordingly and making a decision. That's time he goes with the keep for the 1st down.
1st down with 2:18 clock ticking. Throws it out to Laws. Laws with a little running room, and he gets out of bounds. Hope they're going to say that it's going to keep rolling.
So originally he rolled the clock. Now he stops it.
For the 1st down. No,
it wasn't a 1st down. Well,
yeah, that was
he did a couple of different calls there, but the clock is continuing to run now under 2 minutes.
All right, 2nd down. Hard to read if you're the clock operator. 2nd down and 4. Taft with throwing room over the middle to Laws. Throwing catch. Great catch there by Laws.
Vestavia does not have any timeouts left. They've used several of them earlier defensively, which was a wise decision because ultimately led to a stop. But they do not have timeouts. The clock will stop on a 1st down or out of bounds or incomplete pass.
Clock rolling here. Taft on a straight keeper. Trying to go near side. A little block, cuts it back up and gets down to the 42-yard line. Quickly they'll work to the line of scrimmage as the clock ticks down to 1:25, 1:24 and rolling. 2nd down, Vestavia's lined up. 3 receivers top, and they send Boylan out there too. Taft feeling the pressure, lobs it over defenders intended for Law, but just behind him there. That'll stop the clock with 1 minute and 4 seconds left in the first half.
Tried to fit that one in and had a small window to do so. When he watches that one on film, probably going to wish he'd have taken the check down to Boylan. Not only would it have picked up the first down, he would have been able to get out of bounds. But the clock does stop. 1:04 on this third down play.
3rd and 5 for Vestavia. 64 seconds to go in the half. Men in motion. Hunt lined up in the I formation as the lead back. Handoff is to Boylan. Not going to go anywhere. And we're going to get a timeout from Prattville to force a decision. Nope.
I think Coach Carr's concerned about Vestavia potentially going for it. So it's a cat and mouse game here with the coaches, and probably why they chose to keep the ball on the ground there is you really make it difficult for Prattville to use that timeout. So now Vestavia does not have any timeouts. They'll probably let this thing go down and maybe snap it with under 10 on the play clock. See if you pick a first down, then you can kind of go into turbo mode.
Little shift there. 4th down play.
Can also pooch kick it.
Clock inside 30 seconds. Charlie is good at the pooch kick. Robert Evans standing by the official, and he's going to call his final timeout.
Well, the scoreboard was showing 0. We have 0 timeouts left, but clearly Coach Evans had one left, and he uses it there.
So a timeout from Robert Evans and the Vestavia team with 15 seconds to go on the game clock. A 4th down play coming up here. And I guess the question becomes, even if you go for it, what can you do with it?
So if you're going to go for it here, you're going to use somewhere in the 4 to, just trying to pick up a first down. You're somewhere around the 4 to 5 second mark. What you don't want to do is have some kind of turnover or some kind of mistake that could potentially lead to points for Prattville. But if you're going to run a play, you have to do one of two things. Obviously, if you catch the ball in the middle of the field, you can get up and try to spike it. That's difficult with just 15 seconds left. Or do you try to run something down the sideline, get out of bounds if you pick up that first down, and then have a chance to kick a field goal? Or do you just take a shot down the field, see if you can't make a play deep?
Yeah. Unlike the NFL, though, even if you get pass interference, it's only a 15-yarder. With the wind at your back, I don't know how close we need to get for Sloan Morgan to take a swing of the leg at it, but we're lined up with the offense out there. Do the shift to see if you can get a little yardage. Taft is going to, they're going to shift everybody off. We'll see if that's legal.
Perfectly executed. They got offsides. So they lined up the offense, clapped, brought the punt team on, and that gives Vestavia the first down. So now you can take a shot.
Wow. I mean, hats off to Bobby Carr and the coaching staff on the Prattville side. I'd be questioning that one. A lot of people coming on and off the field, and drew the flag. Worked out for Vestavia there, and they're going to be 1st and 10 as they move the change on the far side with 15 seconds to go now. And now it's a little more comfortable to try to maybe run a play or two to give Sloan Morgan a swing at it.
And now Prattville's going to take a timeout. Just a lot of confusion on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah. And after I said that to Bobby Carr, he's going to want something from the official here to ask about that shift. Right. He's asking the white hat a little question about that. Interesting formation there. It worked perfect. That's the way you design it. And I mean, you had a lot of people coming on and off the field on that clap there.
It's exactly how you set it up and hope it works. But now you look back, and you had to do this, but you let 40 seconds run off the clock there at the last minute.
Well, the last thing you want to do is have Prattville touch the ball one more time.
You had to make that decision. You had to let the clock run. Now it's really the strategic decision of how do you want to attack. I think in this situation, looking at the clock, and you've had some success, I would attack the field. Call whatever play you want. You're obviously going to throw the football, but attack down the middle of the field and then hope you can pick up that 15 to 20 yards, get up, spike the ball, and have time to have a field goal attempt.
The reason Vestavia has the ball back was the Patillo interception on a 4th and goal. And now Vestavia with the last chance to get points in what has been an exciting first half. Taft with it. He's got a pocket. He's going to step up, look downfield, throw for the end zone. Nobody there except a Prattville player intercepted down there by their big defensive back. That is Ryan Walker back there, but we've got a flag down.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Taft was doing there. It'd have been better off to kind of run it and just try to get out of bounds and maybe have one more play where you could throw it into the end zone. A flag is out.
back at the line of scrimmage.
Looked to me like they were going to get tapped for throwing the ball past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought he was very close to the line of scrimmage. And it is an illegal forward pass against Vestavia. That's going to be declined, and Prattville's going to take over at their 20-yard line.
But it's hard to overemphasize how huge that Patillo interception was. Remember, Prattville got the ball first and goal at about the 2-yard line. 2 runs by Blackman. Vestavia comes up with a stop. Then they go with the fake and float it over. It was dropped in the end zone by Donovan Brown, and then try to go one-on-one to try to get a ball to the outside to Deshaun Hall, and Patillo read it perfectly, came up and made the pick.
Just a kneel-down situation for Prattville with 6 seconds left on the first half clock. A homecoming ceremony coming up, and also a conversation with the great head coach of Vestavia's women's flag football team. All that coming up at halftime as we go to zeros. It's Prattville 21, Vestavia 21. You're watching homecoming night right here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
There are no shortcuts on the road to success. It's forged by confidence, purpose, and determination. Everyone has potential. Few have the power to unlock it. The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
From our home base right here in Birmingham, Alabama.
We are here, treating patients from every generation,
Across the United States.
and from around the world.
We're here for the rookies and the dreamers.
Trying to make a name for themselves. We are here for the achievers.
Who are resilient
And won't take no for an answer.
We're here for the coaches.
Athletic trainers and mentors.
who are shaping the next generation of legends. We are here for you.
Aggressively pursuing victory over injury.
Taylor Burton Company, we've been building and remodeling homes in Vestavia Hills since 1986. That's back when shoulder pads weren't just for football. This isn't just where we work, it's home. We live here, we raise our families here. Our kids all wore the Rebel jersey under these Friday night lights. That's why we care so deeply about what we do. Quality, craftsmanship, and community. That's what we're built on.
Hi, I'm Molly Mack Sharp. I'm a senior and a receiver on the flag football team.
I'm Caroline Densel. I'm a senior and I play receiver.
Hey, I'm Chloe Leahy. I'm a senior and I play wide receiver.
I'm Kate Fitzpatrick. I'm a senior and I'm a linebacker.
I'm Emily Owen, a senior linebacker.
Hi, my name's Julie Rose. I'm a senior quarterback.
I joined flag football because I've always grown up and watched Auburn football and SEC and NFL. So once I got the opportunity to actually play, I jumped at it.
Joining as a freshman, the sport wasn't as well known, and as it's gotten a lot bigger and has grown to the collegiate level, by junior year, I wanted to play in college.
I've always loved football and watching it, and so when I got to high school and had the opportunity to play, it was an immediate yes.
Most people just see flag football as a really downgrade of football, and really we play at the same level that they do.
When we're on the field, when we line up on the line, we're playing for each other. We're not just playing just for fun. We're playing because it's our game. It's like a team. It's our sport.
We've got a good group of seniors that have been together for several years now. We also have a lot of younger girls that are going to help build this program up.
We've been doing a lot more team stuff, and I think that's really helping us now because I feel like, especially with the underclassmen, I know them a lot more than I have in previous years, and I just feel more connected with this team.
I feel like this team is probably the closest that a team has ever been. Before every game, a couple people get ready together, and then as we warm up and stretch, we end it with a prayer together before we play.
This senior season, I'm very much looking forward to that championship ring and that hat. We worked really hard in the past years, and I feel like this is the year to lay it out on the field and just give it all that we have.
We have a really good program, a really good coach, and just a really good team. And I'm excited for the year to come because I think we have a lot of potential.
Come out to the games. We play most Tuesday nights. It's a lot of fun, very fast paced, and I hope y'all come out and enjoy it.
Go Rebels!
Go
Rebels! Go Rebels!
Go Rebels!
Go Rebels! Go Rebels!
Welcome back at the half. Vestavia 21, Prattville 21. It's a showdown here in Region 3. But right now we're going to talk about some flag football. We're pleased to be joined by Daniel Davis, the head coach of the women's flag football team. And Coach, you come into this point of the season, you're 19-1. You've won 18 in a row. You're number 22 ranked in the country. Talk about this season, how it's gone so far.
Yeah, been pretty incredible. You know, I got a lot of senior leadership. Got, you know, kind of took over for Doug Rogers, who's now at Shelton State. He did a great job with this group. Fantastic leaders on the team, just, you know, trying to keep it on the tracks at this point.
It's been incredible, and I know you're led by senior quarterback Julia Rose, who's just had an awesome season so far and getting all kinds of attention.
She has, yeah. Julia's, she's a college quarterback playing in high school. That's the way I look at it. But, you know, we've got a ton of receivers. We got some sophomore receivers, Gabby LeMaster, Alexis Rubin, Molly Matt Sharp, Chloe Leahy. I mean, Caroline Nitzel, we're loaded. I mean, she's incredible. She pre-snap read, she's incredible. She gets the ball to the right people at the right time. So, man, it's fun to coach.
And looking at the scores defensively, you've been incredible. I think 14 of the games you've held teams to 7 points or less.
Yeah. We've got again, you know, we've got a pretty tenacious defense. You know, we got a lot of young girls on defense. We got some senior leadership again on defense. You know, they're coachable. They get in the right spots. They do the right things. They make the right plays, and you know, they make plays when it matters.
So I'm coaching a 5th grade girls team,
nice.
And we're not as good as you are playing so far, and it's because of the coach, not because of the girls. But one thing I've seen is just the growth, not only high school, you're playing it in college, but at the youth level. Like, this is a sport, it's going to be in the Olympics in 2028. Flag football is exploding across the state and across the country.
It is. You know, one of our games earlier this year, we had a youth flag football team that came out. They came out and did the coin toss. I mean, they just love being around the older girls. They love being around the players, and I love the fact that it's growing out. These opportunities that these girls are getting, it's really cool to see. Right. A lot of the younger girls are really taking you know, a really big interest in the sport, which is going to help down the road as the sport progresses.
Well, that's one thing. These girls are playing so well, and it's growing. But your 2 daughters play on the team, right? But they didn't play it when they were younger. It wasn't available, and now it is all over the place.
That's right. Yeah, my oldest daughter was a soccer player. My youngest daughter was a cheerleader. Did some soccer and some softball growing up. But yeah, they just kind of started, and they just kind of figured it out. You know, it's a lot of fun.
So you're 19-1 now. What's next as the season goes along? What are you looking for, obviously, and then going into the playoffs?
Yeah. So I mean, right now we've got a big game versus Hoover coming up Tuesday, and then we play Helena. Those will be our last 2 region games. We're kind of playing to, you know, we really look at it one day at a time, one game at a time, one play at a time, and so, you know, we don't look too far ahead just because that kind of gets you in a trap there. So we kind of look one game at a time. We got Hoover Tuesday, and that's what matters. So.
Well, you're doing an awesome job. Just your first year as a head coach. Yeah. This team's playing incredible. And something, if you watch these games every Friday night, we're excited to announce that on Tuesday, October 21st, for the first time, we're going to do a full broadcast just like this of the girls flag football team. We're going to be out here. It's senior night. We're going to recognize the girls and just celebrate their outstanding season. So, Coach, thank you for being here and what you're doing, and we're excited to watch this team.
Well, thank you for all you guys do. That's really exciting to see y'all come out, man. I love it.
Well, we're looking forward to it. That's head coach Daniel Davis, the Vestavia High School women's flag football team. And again, join us Tuesday, October 21st. We'll have a live full broadcast of this outstanding flag football team. It's 21-21 at the half, Vestavia and Prattville, and we'll be right back.
We're proudly local, headquartered in Birmingham with offices in Vestavia Hills and Austin, Texas. A family of companies, molecular designs, and streamlined scientific, serving labs nationwide. We develop smarter molecular tools, from advanced PCR assays to improved sample collection and rapid extraction systems, plus seamless lab software. Together, we're a family of companies, simplifying, advancing, and empowering labs across America. Streamlined scientific and molecular designs, local innovation, national impact, serving labs nationwide. Let's go Rebels!
Vestavia Hills High School has a different homecoming tradition than most schools. Here at Vestavia, we choose to serve in our community during our homecoming season. So check out what our SGA has been up to this fall season.
My name is Mary Getty, and I'm the SGA president. The Love Lady Center is a rehab center for women who have struggled with addiction or have gone to prison, and this is a place where they can have a second chance. This is not a halfway home, which a lot of places will do after you struggle with something. This is a place where they can live and they can get just a second chance in life.
Hey everybody, my name is Will Ainsworth. I'm the SGA treasurer and I'm a senior here at the high school. We've sold pink t-shirts for the girls. We have powder puff registration. We have the student faculty basketball game, and we have the talent show. So those are just a couple of things that we do here at the high school to help benefit the Love Lady Center.
Hi, I'm AJ Liddy and I'm the director of student involvement. Each grade has a homecoming king and the band also has one, so there's 5 homecoming kings total. And they have been working for several weeks to raise money for the Love Lady Center, and it's a large portion of the money that we end up giving them. They do different stuff, like they design t-shirts and sweatshirts and sell them, all kinds of things.
We just think that it's important to give back to our community because one of our core values is service, and it's something that we really value.
As Mary Getty said, one of our core values at Vestavia Hills is service. So we encourage you to go out into your community and serve. For VNN, I'm Caroline Bishop. Go Rebels.
You saw a little work that the student government and the student body was doing with the Love Lady Center and all that. We're at the half. Chad Pilcher, Jim Dunaway, as surprisingly we're back on camera here at halftime. Good look at the back of your head here as we were watching the Prattville band here entertain us as show up here at what has been a bunch of fireworks in the first half. 21-21. We've got our homecoming ceremonies coming up here in just a second. But as we talk about the game on the field, I got a text from somebody that's like, this game could end up 63-63 when it's over.
Well, you look at total offense, Vestavia 290, Prattville 232. This has been an offensive explosion. You expected it from Vestavia. I'm surprised that we've seen Prattville be as effective as they have, 133 yards on the ground.
We'll take a quick break here. When we come back, a little homecoming 2025 for you as we're live on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
This nomination means a lot to me because the school voted for us, but it is such a blessing, and I'm so thankful for this opportunity.
This nomination means many things to me. It means I get to see the support that people have in me and that they believe in me that I didn't even know I had.
My favorite thing about Vestavia is probably all the opportunities it brings to do so many different extracurriculars at the same time.
What I love most about Vestavia is the community that we have here and how everyone wants each other to excel and succeed.
My favorite part of homecoming is probably the dress-up weeks when everyone goes full out and you get to see all these fun costumes and outfits and the school spirit.
My favorite part of homecoming is the homecoming dance because I love dancing and I get to dance with people that I don't even know. You're just dancing next to people who you wouldn't even talk to at school, and you're just like having fun and you're all just having a good time.
My favorite memory as a Rebelette is winning nationals as a freshman and seeing all of our hard work pay off.
Okay, my favorite memory from theater, it's probably just tech week and like getting ready before the shows all together and doing our makeup and getting mic'd up and just like all the nerves before the shows all coming together.
Basketball has taught me family, and then most of all, being a servant leader to my community and others around me.
One motto that I live by is that these are the days that you once thought about being in, so don't take it for granted and live in this moment because your younger self will be so proud.
Halftime, homecoming 2025, 21-21 at the half, and we're meeting the freshman homecoming court right now. Chad Pilcher, as the great traditions of high school football continues on this Friday night.
This is a great time every single year A lot of young ladies having the opportunity to be introduced on something they'll remember forever. The band out playing, doing an outstanding job. And this takes a lot of work from a lot of faculty members, a lot of staff members, doing a lot of preparation to make this happen and effectively. And just a really special night for a lot of these families. And congratulations to each member of this homecoming court. And what's even more impressive is you listen to their accomplishments. You listen to the things that they're doing, and they're so engaged and so involved in this high school. And so really nice to see them highlighted here tonight.
And then eventually we'll get to the seniors and crown our homecoming queen for 2025. Extended halftime. Both teams always know that this is going to happen. I don't know about you. I did not get the opportunity. My daughter was not part of the homecoming court. Yours are still young, but I always look at the dads, and they're always that mixture of happy and nervous when I do that, when I see this.
Just don't do anything wrong, right? Yeah. Make sure my daughter is the focal point. You're exactly right.
The junior pool.
Now starting with the juniors. Eva Cotney.
Grant Coffey. She's involved in girls soccer, FCA leadership team, and SGA. Miss Eva Coffey. Ruth Graham is the daughter of Stephanie and Mark Graham.
Ruth Graham now being introduced.
Mark Graham. She is a backfield conductor for the marching band and is a junior representative for SGA and is on Vestavia color stand. Miss Ruth Graham. Harper Miller is the daughter
Harper Miller.
of Chad Miller. She is being escorted by her father, Chad Miller.
And what's always interesting, you hear these different groups and organizations and clubs that you never even knew existed, but just so many opportunities at this school and in this community to get engaged and get involved, and an outstanding representative of that tonight.
The senior pool. Blake Craven is the daughter of Tammy and Justin Craven.
Blake Cravelin's the senior, starting the seniors here.
She's involved in VHHS theater, VHHS choir, and peer tutoring.
Blake involved in theater, choir, and peer tutoring.
Caroline Layden is the daughter of Ann and Frank Layden.
Caroline Layden.
By her father, Frank Layden. She's a member of the girls' varsity basketball team and is involved in fellowship of Christian athletes and youth leadership.
She plays basketball, involved with FCA and youth leadership.
Anna James Liddy.
Anna James Liddy.
She is being escorted by her father,
AJ to everybody in school.
She's a member of the varsity cross country and track and field team. Is a member of executive SGA.
She's involved in SGA and cross country. Got some athletes on this homecoming court here tonight.
Alani Ramirez.
And Ernesto Ramirez. She is being escorted by her father, Ernesto Ramirez. She is a Rockette and is in the Rebel Marching Band.
So Rockette and in the Rebel Marching Band, as well as the Honor Society.
Miss Alani Ramirez. Meredith Robinson is the daughter of Randy and Robert Robinson. She is being escorted by her father, Robert Robinson.
Barrett Robinson.
She's a member of the Varsity Rebelettes.
He's a member of the Rebelettes and involved in student government.
Miss Meredith Robinson.
Meredith with a beautiful dress there tonight.
Meredith
they all
Robinson,
have, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 Vestavia Hills High School Homecoming Court.
Now we have the homecoming queen, and Dr. Blair and Abnett will announce the queen.
Crowning this year's homecoming queen is the Vestavia Hills High School principal, Dr. Blair and Abnett, escorted by our 2025 homecoming king, Will Davis, who was crowned at this morning's pep rally.
Will Davis is the homecoming king, crowned at today's pep rally.
Assisting them with the new Queen's crown and gift are SGA President Mary Getty and SGA Director of Homecoming, Emily Appleby.
Mary Getty and Emily Appleby out helping as well.
SGA Vice President Carter Brown, SGA Director of Community Involvement Emery Bear, SGA Director of Publicity Molly Mack Sharp, SGA Director of Spirit Peyton Davis, and SGA Chaplain Harper Wolf.
And now the big moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 Vestavia Hills High School homecoming queen is Meredith Robinson.
Meredith Robinson is the homecoming queen for 2025.
Congratulations to Meredith. It's a cool moment for her and for her family. 2025 homecoming queen, and she'll be crowned there right at midfield by Dr. Nabnett. Beautiful crown.
And Meredith and Will, the homecoming king. Remember forever here for the class of 2026. What great pictures.
Congratulations to Meredith, and that's what homecoming's all about. It's a cool opportunity for everyone to be involved. Time you will not forget. Great traditions here at Vestavia. We've talked about several of them throughout this game, and just well done by everyone involved here, except maybe the guy reading their names that didn't quite get a couple of them correct, and I apologize for that.
Well, we didn't have a roster of them. We were doing it on the fly, and excited for Meredith there in the whole court, and excited for a second half of football coming up. 21-21 at the half. We'll take a break and sort of set things up for the second half of what is a very important game for your Vestavia Rebels. Prattville and Vestavia. The Rebels have yet to lead. Prattville will get the ball first. We'll set the stage when we come back for the second half on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Taylor Burton Company, we've been building and remodeling homes in Vestavia Hills since 1986. That's back when shoulder pads weren't just for football. This isn't just where we work, it's home. We live here, we raise our families here. Our kids all wore the Rebel jersey under these Friday night lights. That's why we care so deeply about what we do. Quality, craftsmanship, and community. That's what we're built on.
Right when I toured Stanford's campus, I immediately felt the communal atmosphere and environment.
A lot of parents, they're looking for a place where their children can come, they can continue to grow in Christ, they can feel safe, and they can be encouraged and motivated.
We promise them that when they come, they're going to be surrounded by people who love them, who help them to find meaning and purpose in their life, and who really help them to flourish and become the men and women that God is calling them to be.
Out of every place that I could have gone, this was the place for me.
All right, teams warming up for the second half. Let's run through some of the stats, Chad Pilcher, and what has been an offensive first half, but still the biggest play of the game was a defensive play, the interception by Matthew Patillo on the goal line.
That was a huge play in this ball game as Prattville had a chance to take a lead going into the half. They will get the ball to start this second half, which was what made that even more critical. Huge play by Patillo on what was an offensive explosion for Prattville. 13 first downs in that first half, 232 yards of total offense, and a little changeup. Will McKay, the backup quarterback, gets the start. He comes out, he's 12 of 19, 133 yards and a touchdown. And then Tristan Blackman just went off in the first half running the football. 18 carries, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Several receivers got involved in the ball game. Deshaun Hall had a touchdown catch for Prattville. And just a really impressive first half offensively. Vestavia on the flip side, 14 first downs, 290 yards of total offense. They ran it for 157 yards on 18 carries. Both teams, well, Vestavia played clean in the penalty game, 2 for 20. Prattville had 7 penalties for 33 yards. Vestavia 4 of 7 on third downs. Prattville 4 of 8. Time of possession, Vestavia 11-26. Prattville 12-34, so pretty close to even, just like the score is. And what the stat that jumps out to me, average drive starting down for Vestavia on their own 15-yard line is where they average starting these drives. How about Prattville starting at their own 40? So just great starting field position. To look, if one team only has to go 60 yards and the other has to go 85, that makes a huge difference in a ball game. Charlie Taff, 11 of 17, as we mentioned earlier, 2 touchdowns and that late interception that he threw into the end zone. He also had 10 carries for 39 yards, but it was Carson Purdy, 3 carries, 102 yards on the ground, a couple of huge runs that got everything going for this Rebel offense. And lastly, Walker Hogue led the Rebels with 8 tackles. Grayer Manown with 4.
All right, quick break here before the second half kickoff. We'll update you on Thompson Hewitt Trustful as well when we come back after a quick break on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
We're proudly local, headquartered in Birmingham with offices in Vestavia Hills and Austin, Texas. A family of companies, molecular designs, and streamlined scientific, serving labs nationwide. We develop smarter molecular tools, from advanced PCR assays to improved sample collection and rapid extraction systems, plus seamless lab software. Together, we're a family of companies, simplifying, advancing, and powering labs across America. Streamlined scientific and molecular designs, local innovation, national impact, serving labs nationwide. Let's go Rebels!
Visiting Prattville in the white with the garnet helmets will get the ball first in a 21-21 game with playoff implications. The battle for the region championship going on in Trustville tonight. They're at the half, Thompson 13, Hewitt-Trustville 10 in that battle over there. Two teams that Vestavia battled to pretty tough earlier in the year, but those are the two losses on the Vestavia schedule, and they're playing for the lead in the region tonight.
Expected it to be close, and it certainly is, as those two teams go back and forth. And heck, this one has been close as well. We talked about one game we haven't talked about. How about that Homewood Mountain Brook game last week? If you didn't see it,
the ending of
the game, unbelievable. Mountain Brook scores late to force it into overtime, and then after scoring, both teams scored in overtime. Mountain Brook went for two. Snap way over the quarterback's head. He runs all the way back to the 40-yard line, heaves it into the end zone for the two-point conversion and the win for Mountain Brook. And it was on SportsCenter. I woke up the next morning to it was on a SportsCenter highlight, a huge game. And we talked about Clay Chaltville defeating Thompson last week. Clay Chaltville's up 28-0 on Mountain Brook at the half. So some good football at the half. Also in the region, Hoover 21, Oak Mountain 14. So Oak Mountain hanging tough in that ball game. But for this one, this drive for Prattville, they have a chance to set the tone, as does the Vestavia defense. I think it is critical. You know that Coach Evans made some adjustments. Just look back to 2 weeks ago at Thompson. It's 7-3 Thompson at the half, and Thompson ends up winning that ball game 35-3. Here's a chance for Vestavia to make the adjustments and come out hot. Ball kick short.
Onside kick's going to go out of bounds. Not fielded on the near side. Botnick had a shot at it. It's going to give Prattville, as they have all night long, a really, really good opportunity starting at their own 49-yard line. Rolled the dice, had the ball there as you were describing it. It just, nobody made a handle on it.
Coach Evans has never been shy about being aggressive. You're looking for a spark. It was kicked just a little bit too hard. You got the bounce. It went far enough. The Rebel defender's just not quite able to get there to cover that one up, and it goes out of bounds. And great field position, this time on the Vestavia side of the field.
Yeah, all right, so they're going to put it actually at the 46-yard line. And they're going to hand it off to their big guy, Blackman, who went over 100 yards in the first half. Great open field tackle out there for Vestavia. That's Patillo, who's having a heck of a night on the tackle there. Play picked up 4, 2nd and 6.
And Prattville's going to go tempo pretty quickly.
Hand off Blackman, this time cuts it back up the middle. Staying at home on the play. That looked to be, was that Barishka or was that Hogue again?
Looked like Arundel was in there. Haynes Bridges did a good job of flying into the backfield, didn't make the tackle, but disrupted that play, and now a third down early for the Lions.
Yeah, there was Manown actually on the tackle. Picked up a yard, 3rd down and 5. McKay, the sophomore, throws it out in the flat, open, but an open field tackle is going to be short of the first down. That is Hogue again, who had the big hit in the first half and was a targeting call, but in high school he stays in the game and makes a big play there on what is now 4th and 3, a long 3, and Prattville's keeping their offense out there.
I think you have to if you're Coach Carr. With the way the Vestavia moved the ball all night, your only chance is to try and outscore the Rebels. I think this is a pretty easy go call for Coach Carr.
They've gone for it on 4th down a couple of times tonight. Some mixed bags, one of them the interception by Patillo. So here we go, 4th and 3.
Play clock down to 6.
Adjustment from Robert Evans on the defense. They stack the box. McKay's going to keep it and try to find the corner. Now he's going to stop and throw it. It's going to be short, incomplete. Flag is down. Could be a hold. Also could be an eligible man downfield. Let's see what it is.
And that was just an inexperienced decision there by McKay. He did the right call in pulling it. He should have kept it. He had a first down if he keeps the ball on the ground. It's a holding call against Prattville, which will obviously be declined by Vestavia, and a huge stop by this Rebel defense.
All right, so back-to-back stops from the defense. One in the second quarter, and now one to start the second half. And now can the offense get some points here to give the Rebels their first lead of the game? 21-21, clock rolling, third quarter action. Law in the backfield with Taft. They're going to pitch it near side. And across on the far side now is Stubbs running it across the 50. A little power football down to the 47-yard line. First down, Vestavia, but there's a flag, and it looks like we're going to get a holding penalty.
And that was a great play call. They went with, essentially it's a counter play. It looks a little different. It's a toss to Stubbs. It'll go down as a pass, but it's a counter play. Well executed by the Rebels, but holding in the backfield by the offensive line. And so that is going to negate a huge gain on first down.
Not a lot of flags in the game, and you get two crucial holding penalties right here to start the half. And that erases a first down run from big Luke Stubbs.
On what was really the first good field position, starting field position for Vestavia all night.
So that'll make it 1st and 22, in fact. Play game clock running now. As we'll pass the 9:30 mark. Third quarter action just underway. Vestavia's first possession in the second half. Now we got flags and a procedure penalty on Vestavia, and that's going to back them up even further. 5 more yards offensively, and we've come out of the locker room shooting ourselves in the foot here.
Defense comes up with a big stop. You've got a chance to really make a statement. If you go real quick, put points on the board, and instead of a 10-yard gain to start, you've got back-to-back penalties. Now you're all the way back 1st and 27.
Drive started at your own 39, and now you're back to the 24. On a first down play, Taft's going to throw it screen near side. This is Hunt with it. He's going to work his way with blockers now to the 40 to 45, cuts back 50 to the 45 of Prattville, still running, works his way to the 41, the 40-yard line. First down, Vestavia.
I absolutely love that play call, and even more so the execution. Copeland Styles, among others, were 15, 20 yards down the field, blocking. Just so well done and so well executed.
Hey, what play do you call on a 1st and 29? How about a first play screen to Hunt? It works perfectly. Now Taft down the seam, looking for an open receiver, triple coverage. He made the catch. Unbelievable. Number 14, Luke Stubbs, triple coverage, and he makes the play.
That was such a good play. You mentioned the 3 defenders, and the ball was overthrown. Looked like there was contact, but what a great job by Stubbs to come back, go down, and make that catch.
Ball's at the 3, 1st and goal. Handoff right up the middle. Push into the end zone. That's a touchdown right there. Carson Purdy for 6.
What a drive by this Vestavia offense. You get a great play on first down, then a couple of penalties back-to-back. You say, oh, no, what's going to happen here? Great call by Josh Franklin on the screen play. Great run by Braxton Hunt to get into Prattville territory, and then the huge throw down the field by Charlie Taft. Great catch by Stubbs, and then Purdy finishes it off.
2-point conversion now. Throw to the end zone is way too high, and that's a failed attempt. So 6 points instead of 7 for Vestavia, and it's 27-21 Rebels with 8:31 to go in the third. Quick break here. Rebel Nation Sports Network. Vestavia with their first lead of the night.
Baptist Health is on your team. From everyday care to life's emergencies, we've got you covered. Baptist Health, on your team, on and off the field.
There's the 27 push-ups. No 28 because went for 2 and didn't work out. And so now you hope that doesn't come back to hurt you, but a great defensive stop, and then a drive when you were in a hole on a 1st and 29, and now you've got your first lead of the night.
And more importantly, with Prattville getting the ball first, now you flipped the advantage. Kind of like in tennis, right? You've got the advantage on your side as you're ahead, because you do get the feeling this thing is going to keep going back and forth with the way these offenses are moving.
Sloan Morgan, this time a kick all the way deep into the goal line for Prattville that is returned out to the 25-yard line by C.J. Brown, and he had a big return earlier. That one's corralled really well by that Vestavia kick cover team.
Well done by Lawson Manown on the tackle there.
One of the best coverage of the night for Vestavia. So here's Prattville with a rare first down at their own 25, not starting at their own 40 or our 40. So let's see what the defense can do. A stop and getting the ball back here would be huge. Again, they have played all night long with their sophomore quarterback, Will McKay, who's had a great night throwing the football. But this guy running it's been big. Blackman bounces outside, gets some positive yardage, and goes out of bounds at the 31-yard line. And Blackman now continues to run the football, and for him, it's just been a huge night.
When he was hit at the line of scrimmage and just did a great job of bouncing off that tackle to make it a nice gain.
His 22nd carry's going nowhere as Vestavia's got that corralled up. That includes big number 39, Greer Manown, who hit him in the backfield.
That's a huge play after a big gain on first down to go force negative yardage on second, completely change this third down approach.
3-yard loss there for Blackman, who's got 22 carries on the night. Now McKay, the sophomore, with time to throw, is going to try to go deep, split the defenders, but it's overthrown, incomplete. And now they're faced with a fourth down, and we may get one of their rare punts coming up.
Not a great throw on that third down, trying to go deep into double coverage, but it's the second down play that completely affected the third down play call, and that's what those types of negative plays can do. Really, really well done by this Vestavia defensive line on that series.
What a hit by Manown and company there that forced that third down incompletion. So now a 4th and 8. They've got their punt team out. We've got Stubbs back standing at his own 35. They try for the block, don't get it, and they do a great job of avoiding hitting the punter. And that's what was key there.
So huge. There were 4 or 5 Vestavia players in the backfield who had a chance. They could have laid out and maybe gone for it, but once you realize you're not going to get it to pull off when all your momentum is going forward like that, that is a hard thing to do, but really, really smart there by the Vestavia special teams.
I think that was really smart because you've got the ball now and the lead for the first time tonight, and you can see if you can turn this into a 2-possession game, which would be huge here with 7:34 to go in the third quarter. Trip receivers near side as Charlie Taff runs the offense right up the gut. Play's going to get positive yardage, and truthfully for Vestavia tonight, some of their drives have not started with positive yardage, so you'll take that modest 3-yard gain.
And what you hope for Vestavia in the second half is that this offensive line can kind of start enforcing itself up front.
Boylan's going to lead Taff. Taff with it on the far side. He's going to fight forward and get out to around the 49-yard line. And we're going to have a 3rd and short situation here for Vestavia.
A really nice run. You see the patience by Charlie Taff. Doesn't try to go too quickly. He lets the blocks develop, lets the play develop, and then falls in for a nice gain to make it 3rd and short.
Maybe 4-down territory, the way Robert Evans has come out of the locker room with an onside kick, a 2-point conversion, and tried to block a punt. So I wouldn't put it past them trying to run 2 plays here. Taff on the keeper, got a first down, doesn't have to worry about it. Going to bow over a defender and work his way into the 34-yard line down on Prattville's side of the field.
Taff is patient, but once he sees that opening, you see the acceleration and the explosion to get into the hole for a nice run that gets the Rebels inside the 35, just like that.
1st and 10, clock rolling as we work our way down under the 6:37 mark on a 1st and 10 situation. Man in motion is Laws. Going back the other side is Stubbs. Got some room. Works his way down inside the 20-yard line. Blocking was good outside, but Stubbs being very patient. And now we got a flag.
That's the exact same play the Rebels ran on the first play of this half, and it's another holding. So 2 plays, well run by Stubbs, but a holding call on the Rebels both times they've run it. Probably go away from that.
Yep. Or tie somebody's hands up. One of the two.
Yeah.
Going to back them up, and that's, as these penalties are big, it's thrown at the line of scrimmage, so it'll be a 1st and 20 situation. 6:07 to go in the third quarter. Again, our student-run production, the broadcast quality that you get here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network, tremendous, and just thanks to all the students who worked so hard on this thing, including running the clocks and the down and distance on the graphics and all your camera work and everything. Just could not be more proud of the product they put on here at Vestavia High School. Laws in motion, little option out to Laws as he cuts back and gets a 7-yard gain there. It's going to set up a manageable 2nd down and 13.
So that time you use the receiver in the speed option game. And that's, if you're preparing for this Vestavia defense, that's what's so hard. There's so many guys. Everyone can touch the football. So many different formations, so many looks, so much motion.
Ball at the 38-yard line. 2nd down, 13 for Vestavia. Taft throws it. That's Hunt. He's got the catch near the 1st down marker. They're going to mark him with a 1st down, and boy, what a night Braxton Hunt's having. Sophomore, I believe.
Grayson Harper, who's the leading receiver after 3 games, goes down. Hunt has stepped in and done such a nice job of filling into that role and gives Vestavia another weapon offensively.
Man in motion is Stubbs. Taft's going to throw again. 2 Stubbs right down the seam. The 5-2 touchdown Vestavia. A little muscle football into the end zone gives Vestavia 6 more points and widens that lead to 33-21.
We've talked about a couple of plays with Stubbs that have gotten called back because of penalties, but he has been so good tonight, whether it's in the run game or catching balls down the field. We saw the huge catch on the last drive to go down and make it, and then that time just releases down the seam. Taft recognizes it immediately, throws a strike, and Stubbs gets into the end zone.
Vestavia's going to huddle up here. I guess if you went for 2 earlier and missed it, maybe a 2-point conversion in order here again as you play the metrics game. Taft's out there. LeMaster is out there as well, and LeMaster will be the quarterback that takes the snap. Hands it to Taft, fakes the pitch, and now Charlie throws for the end zone. It's caught, and it's good. 2-point conversion. What a pass by Taft.
That's one of those you draw up in the dirt. So let's see if this one can work on a Friday night, and it did right there. Well executed by the Rebels to put those 2 on the board.
Threw that underhand sidearm like he does in baseball. 35-21. Big moment for Vestavia here in the second half. Let's take a quick break on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
For more than 50 years, Senator Jabo Wagner has served Alabama with honor and called Vestavia Hills home. Thank you, Senator Wagner, for your historic legacy of service.
4:56 to go in the third quarter. Vestavia leading Prattville 35-21. And really, I give credit to the whole team, but the defense stopping Prattville a couple of times has been really huge. The offense has been clicking all night. Onside kick again. Bobbled. It's there for the taking. Vestavia's got the football. 2 onside kicks here in the second half. 1 works finally.
If you do it once, you're not going to do it again, right?
That's right.
But Coach Evans does it again, and that time it's executed. You saw it hit off the Prattville return man's hands. Perfectly executed by the Rebels, and a huge, huge shift as Vestavia extends the 14-point lead. Now you go for the knockout punch.
Hats off to Sloan Morgan, because he has put both of those perfectly at the 49-yard line, 1 yard more than it has to go. And he's put it at the same spot, this time a little less speed on it, that allowed the defender to bobble it, stay in play, and Vestavia gets the ball without giving it back to Prattville with a 2-touchdown lead. LeMaster to Taft. Taft looking to throw, aims for Hunt. It's incomplete. He was open as Vestavia works with 2 quarterbacks on the field.
That was very similar to the 2-point conversion play. Just not quite able to execute on that one.
Going to keep both quarterbacks out there. Taft and LeMaster. LeMaster did a terrific job when Taft was out at Thompson running the whole show. no problem letting him run the show anymore, and Taft's lined up in the running back position. LeMaster will try to take the snap here after they get an audible from the sideline. Plenty of time on the play clock as it ticks towards 20 seconds. LeMaster is going to keep it up the middle. Going to fall forward for a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9. Actually give him 2, 3rd and 8.
LeMaster comes off. Carson Purdy comes back in.
3rd and 8, passing situation here. Laws way at the top of your screen. Hunt, Ainsworth, company out there. Taft straight drop back. Throws it, little screen over the middle to Stubbs. He's got some blockers, he's got a seam, he's got a first down all the way down to the 26, 27-yard line.
And I love that from Stubbs. That play was designed to come across and go to the outside, but he saw the opening and a chance to get the first down. He immediately turned upfield to pick it up and then some.
Big-time players making big-time plays, first down. This is a handoff to the big guy Purdy, fighting his way forward for some positive yardage. Setting up 2nd and 8. I was in Athens last weekend and I watched Alabama run 2-yard, 3-yard first down plays, and it was crucial for them all night long to be in that positive, not behind the sticks, that sort of set up easy 3rd down plays, and they had a great time with 3rd down conversions. Sort of the same thing happening tonight for Vestavia. They've been a magical 6 of 9 so far on 3rd downs.
And it makes a huge difference. You talk about it. The first down play sets you up for that 3rd down play and changes everything, because if you're in a 3rd down must-pass situation at 8, or even what we saw earlier, 8 to 12 yard to go on a 3rd down, it just makes it so much easier for the defense, because they can just pin their ears back rushing the quarterback, and in the secondary you can add extra defenders and you know to expect the pass. It makes it a lot easier to defend.
Eric Townsend, the injured Prattville player, is up and he leaves under his own power after he dinged up a little bit, and that sets up a 2nd down and 8 for Vestavia. We appreciate you being with us here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network. Thank you to all of our sponsors that make the broadcast possible. And we love your feedback when we bump into you in the stadium, and also the emails and such we get from you guys. Thank you for watching. Taft on the keeper as he works his way down to the 22.
LeMaster back in the game, this time at receiver, as Taft kept the ball in the quarterback draw.
First scrimmage I went to meet the team for the first time, they told me, the coaches, that LeMaster is the backup quarterback, but he's such a good athlete. We just got to find him ways at times to get on the field. This time he's lined up near side, right on the numbers. He and Laws down low. Purdy in the backfield with Taft. Taft going to hand it to Purdy. He's got some blockers. Now he bowls over one guy. He's working towards the end zone. Down to the 5, the 4. He'll be tackled at the 1-yard line. Boy, that's a lot of extra effort. Ball came out, but they're going to say he's down at the 2. And it'll be 1st and goal for Vestavia, and they're trying to line this thing up quickly.
And what a job by Purdy to just run through a Prattville defender, put him on his backside, and then continue to fight forward inside the 5.
Same formation, same handoff. Purdy into the end zone, dive, touchdown Vestavia. Woo! They're hot in the second half.
Football is a funny, funny game. You come out 21-21 at the half, everything going well. We saw it on the flip side at Thompson, but just a dominant 3rd quarter so far for Vestavia. 3 drives, 3 scores. Defense has cranked it up on the other side, and this has been really, really well done by Coach Evans and his team coming out of the half.
Okay, after spreading it out and getting back on a successful 2-point after failing on a 2-point, going to line up with the traditional point after touchdown with young Sloan Morgan out there to try to kick it. The hold is good, the kick is good, and it's 42-21 Vestavia with a 3-score lead on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
There are no shortcuts on the road to success. It's forged by confidence, purpose, and determination. Everyone has potential. Few have the power to unlock it. The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
Getting harder on the guys. 42 push-ups. Who's counting? Not for me. Maybe it was high school the last time I did 42 push-ups, I'll be honest.
Total?
Yeah. I was a baseball player. When the coach wasn't looking, I passed on the weights. Went back to the Snickers. Hey, 42-21, Vestavia on homecoming. Meredith Robinson. Meredith Robinson was the homecoming queen earlier. Will Davis, the homecoming king. Everybody looked beautiful in their dresses and their crowns, and all of a sudden, king of the courts. The Vestavia team, offense and defense, all clicking here. Now the kick coverage team trying to corral the runner from Prattville. They'll do that at the 30-yard line, and Vestavia's defense runs back out there to try to get another stop.
Walker Hogue made that tackle. He has had a big night so far. He leads Vestavia. That's his 11th tackle of the night.
This Prattville team led Hoover in the second half, ended up losing 48-23 to Hoover in their last outing. McKay, their sophomore quarterback, drops, throws over the middle, perfect throw and catch, and open running room for the speedster. That's Graham. He's running towards the end zone. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Prattville. Just like that, and the party has a different feel.
And we had just been talking about the adjustments that Vestavia had made, the way they started stopping the run, really shut that down. So Prattville says, hey, we'll take an adjustment. We'll put the ball in the air. And how about the speed from Braden Graham? Yeah. It looked like the defenders were coming up to make a tackle, and he just split two of them, accelerated through that tunnel, and got into the end zone.
He's a three-star college prospect taking visits, and you saw his speed there. Once he got in the open field, he hit a different gear. Their extra point coming up, and puts a little quiet over Thompson Reynolds Stadium. The kick is up. It's good. It's 42-28. Quick break here. We'll come back and reset the stage on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
The Taylor Burton Company, we've been building and remodeling homes in Vestavia Hills since 1986. That's back when shoulder pads weren't just for football. This isn't just where we work. It's home. We live here. We raise our families here. Our kids all wore the Rebel jersey under these Friday night lights. That's why we care so deeply about what we do. Quality, craftsmanship, and community. That's what we're built on.
Pretty fun up here. Hey, we're back with you on the Rebel Sports Network, and 42-28 as we broadcast here at Thompson Reynolds Stadium on homecoming. Quick strike there from Prattville. Boy, that's a quick answer. Didn't need that.
This has been the offensive showdown all night long. That puts Prattville over 300 yards of total offense. Vestavia sitting at 484. We still got a couple minutes left in the third quarter.
All right, we'll see what the offense can do. Maybe eat a little bit of the clock. 2-touchdown lead here. You're right, man. A little crispness, little crisp air out here, cool air in October. As we flip the calendar, our first October game, it's been a perfect night for football. They try the onside kick, and it's fielded perfectly out there by the Vestavia kick coverage team, and that is number 10, Will Botnick. Nope, correct.
18 Richardson.
18 Daniel Richardson.
Hey, go back, speaking of which.
I mean, the inside joke. Has there been a guy that I've struggled to find his name on my cheat sheet all year long more than Daniel Richardson?
Richardson, yeah, that was a tough one to find. He was had a little miscommunication early, but we got it now.
Daniel Richardson's made so many plays this year, and I don't know if I've called his name one time correctly. Great play by Daniel Richardson there. This is a handoff going the other way, breaking a tackle, and then losing his footing in the backfield is Stubbs.
Really good tackle.
I do appreciate you and our audience putting up with my missed calls.
No, you've been great. Yeah. And Rollinson there on that tackle. And go back to, obviously, that's a good job by Richardson of recovering that onside kick. But how big now, given that touchdown, was the onside kick that Coach Evans went for on the prior drive? You stole a possession, and you were able to put 7 more points on the board. That is now huge in this ballgame.
Behind the sticks on a second down play, pitch it inside. This is Laws. He doesn't have the numbers, and he's going to lose yardage.
And that play has worked so many times throughout this season, but that time Prattville read it. They adjusted. They were ready for it. And T.J. Hall with a nice tackle.
All right, third down play. Clock ticks down to a minute 21 and rolling. Minute 20, minute 19. 3rd and 14. Plenty of time over the middle, complete to Stubbs. fights forward. He's got the first down. What a great throw and catch. Charlie Taft to Luke Stubbs.
That was a beautiful job of taking your drop, putting your back foot in the ground, and just letting it rip by Charlie Taft as Stubbs came across the middle. And just not only the route, the throw, but then the recognition by Stubbs to immediately get upfield to pick up the first down.
Going to keep playing with pace. Handoff Boylan, right side, dips into a hole. Now he's off for the races. He gets inside the 20-yard line before he's tackled by a couple of Prattville players. Boy, he lowered his head, got under an attempted arm tackle, and then found his seam for a first down run.
Just great awareness by Noah Boylan there to see that seam, as you said, duck through it and pick up the extra yardage, and that takes Vestavia over 500 yards on the night so far.
Unbelievable. Over 500 yards of offense, and we're just now winding down to the end of the third quarter. First down and 10. Ball sits at the 19. Fake to Laws. Keeper by Charlie Taft. He's going to swing down at the 15-yard line. It'll be second down, and that'll be the likely last play of the quarter. Robert Evans puts the brakes on. Going to let this thing click down. 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, and that'll be the end of the third quarter with Vestavia driving on top, 42-28 over Prattville. Playoff implications on the line. We got 1 quarter to go on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Home base right here in Birmingham, Alabama.
We are here treating patients from every generation
Across the United States
and from around the world. We're here for the rookies and the dreamers trying to make a name for themselves.
We are here for the achievers
who are resilient
and won't take no for an answer. We're here for the coaches,
athletic trainers and mentors who are shaping the next generation of legends. We are here for you, aggressively pursuing
victory over injury.
Check out the scene here at Vestavia. Enjoy it as we move to the fourth quarter.
One thing we noticed when we went to Trustful for the game is their atmosphere, the lights, the show, everything they did tonight. This stadium has rivaled that with the crowd, with the homecoming, with just the music and the atmosphere. Aaron Gillette doing a great job on all of that and so many others involved. The atmosphere tonight has been outstanding. The football tonight, if you like offense, this has been your game.
Look at the camera work from our students right inside the Vestavia huddle on the near sideline as the offense gets ready to go back out. Facing them, a second down and 6. With 1 quarter to play, Vestavia, one of these teams will have an uphill battle, the loser, to make the playoffs. The winner will be sitting in a really good position. Right now, Vestavia leads at 42-28 and driving in what could be a game-winning drive here for Vestavia. Big second down play here. Power formation. Taft is going to keep it. He's going to roll near side. Looks, running out of real estate, and he'll just run out of bounds.
You try to take a deep shot. They wanted to get Laws into the end zone. It was had the deep route. They had a man underneath as well, but just a smart decision by Charlie Taft. Obviously, you'd love to try to go get points and take that shot, but it was read and defended perfectly by Prattville. So Taft does not try to force the ball in and lives to have another play here on this third down.
Really good kicker in Sloan Morgan may be called on here at this play. Doesn't go the way the Vestavia folks want. On a third down and 7, man in motion. They're going to pitch it inside, looking for some running room and coming up short of the first down. On the play is 15 Carson Purdy. Couldn't beat 3 Prattville defenders, and that's going to set up a 4th down. And here comes the kicker, Sloan Morgan, to make this a 3-possession game.
And that's the key, is by kicking the field goal. That takes you to 17, which does make it a 3-possession game if he's able to convert here.
32-yard kick, wind at his back, so the distance will not be a problem, but it's a little near side. Snap, and it's a fake. LeMaster, far side, throws, complete, catch, touchdown on the fake field goal. It's 22, Braxton Hunt. It's 6 more for Vestavia.
Coach Evans pulled out all the stops tonight. There is no conservatism in this at all. He is being as aggressive as you possibly can be. We've seen 2 onside kick attempts, and there you line up for the field goal. Sure, you'll take the field goal. You'll take the 3-point lead. Nope. We'll run the fake field goal and perfectly executed. You had two options to that far left side, and a really good job by Hunt of turning around and making that catch. That was not an easy catch on that throw. He made it, and then he walked into the end zone.
I was about to say exactly the same thing. Hats off to Braxton Hunt. Now a misplay on the snap, fall on it, and you end up with 6, not 7. But a big, big play. You take the 3, we'll take the 6. 48-28, Vestavia with 11-12 to play in the game on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Right when I toured Stanford's campus, I immediately felt the communal atmosphere and environment.
A lot of parents, they're looking for a place where their children can come, they can continue to grow in Christ, they can feel safe, and they can be encouraged and motivated.
We promise them that when they come, they're going to be surrounded by people who love them, who help them to find meaning and purpose in their life, and who really help them to flourish and become the men and women that God is calling them to be.
Out of every place that I could have gone, this was the place for me.
I will point out that in all the wins this year, over West Side from South Carolina, over Auburn, and over Hillcrest, we've gone over 40 points. We're at 48 now, 48-28 with 11-12 to go.
You put up 40, you got a pretty good shot.
Sloan Morgan actually kicks this one off this time. Taken inside the 5, C.J. Brown on the return for Prattville. Blocking the back, so whatever he does, I mean, there's flags coming everywhere.
Yeah, Will Bachnick was in position to make that play, but just got nailed. That's going to take Prattville half the distance, and they'll start inside their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that was a block in the back. I think it was an old school clip. They still call it clipping anymore?
They do not. Very rarely.
It's all blocking the backs?
Correct.
Yeah. Blocking the back half the distance, and Prattville enjoyed great field position all night long, and now they're starting into a headwind, down 20. The game's been a lot closer than the scoreboard indicates right now. It's only been a magical third quarter that gave a little separation. We were tied 21-21 at the half.
And key decisions by head coach Robert Evans, aggressive decisions by Coach Evans. First, the onside kick that didn't work, but then to come back and make that call again and then convert it, which stole a possession and led to points, and then to fake the field goal there, which took you, instead of 3, you were able to get 6.
Swing pass out this side to the speedster, C.J. Brown. He fights his way forward and is going to get his way out to around the 25-yard line. Check that. That's yep, C.J. Brown's who I got.
And want to emphasize again, all season long, J.J. Williams has been the quarterback for this Prattville team. They've come out and gone almost wire to wire with Will McKay, the sophomore, their backup quarterback, playing tonight, and they've had Williams at receiver.
They set up a wide receiver screen. One guy was blocking, one was catching, then ended up nobody was catching. A little confusion over there between Brown and Graham.
And what Coach Evans is arguing with the official, that should have been a legal man downfield. All of the Prattville offensive linemen released, as you do on a screen play. However, because that was incomplete, that ball landed 3 or 4 yards past the line of scrimmage. Should have been a legal man downfield, but the flag did not come out.
2nd and 10. The ball sits at the Prattville 25. Man in motion is C.J. Brown. McKay scrambling, looking downfield, throws it. It's intercepted. Picked off by Vestavia and returned down to the 22-yard line. That is Daniel Richardson. Big play, interception, great hands from old number 18.
Right in his chest. Those are sometimes the hardest. You're not expecting it. All of a sudden, you get a fastball right in the chest. Great job by Richardson. And how about this Vestavia defense, the way that they've come out? You had the one deep play on the pass for a touchdown, but otherwise they have been lights out making plays in the second half.
God on my side there, helping me get a great call for Daniel Richardson one time. There we go. Daniel with the big play, setting up the offense now deep in Prattville territory at the 23. Handoff, a little power football right up the middle for 5.
And now for Vestavia, obviously you score, you can pretty much put this thing away, but there's still 10 minutes left in the ballgame, so you also want to make sure you use that clock as much as you can. And while Vestavia typically likes tempo, they're going to take their time, use all 40 seconds of that play clock if they could, or at least as much of that play clock as they can.
Yeah, comfortable comfortable pace is what they get into after the Carson Purdy run for 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7. 9:42. You see the clock moving on your screen. Left in the contest here. We'll talk about next week in a moment. Handoff near side. Fighting through some blockers and still going and breaking free is Stubbs. Down inside. Correction, Purdy down inside the 10 and knocked out of bounds at the 6 as big Carson Purdy looked like he was going to go down, and then they basically were like, okay, let him go, and he doesn't stop, keeps going.
And that's a couple of different runs here tonight by Purdy where he has just spun through, fought off, kind of shot forward to pick up those extra yardage. Just really impressive night by Carson Purdy, now with 9 carries for 145 yards.
Wow. 9 for 145. This is tapping the keeper behind a whole wall of blockers. Not going to get a lot, but get some down inside the 5, put it at the 4.
And so Vestavia goes with the heavy package that time. Haynes Bridges, the defensive tackle, is in the backfield to block. Josh Arundel, the defensive end, is in the backfield to block. So some extra muscle coming downhill on these short yardage situations.
The way Robert Evans is rolling the dice, let's give it to one of those guys. Let one of the defensive guys score a touchdown. 2nd and goal. Clock ticks now. 15 on the play clock as we pass the 8:40 mark. Power formation again. Taft's going to follow those blockers again. Try to get outside, but a great defensive play. That's 32 to Tavius Caldwell for Prattville.
Came from the backside to run Taft down. Well, obviously you'd love to get in the end zone. The one thing that does is it allows the clock to continue running.
They take off the big defenders who are out there to be wall blockers, and they bring in some receivers again as Purdy, Stubbs, and Laws are out there.
And I think you're probably in 4-down territory even if you don't get this one here, just because you got a chance to really kind of get that big shot and extend that lead.
Taft on the keeper. Tries to hit the seam. Dives for the end zone. Is going to come up a little short. And there's a flag down. That may be on Vestavia. Somebody came running into the pile late. I don't know if it was a Vestavia or Prattville player. Thought it was a blue streak. Let's see what it is. Nope, they're marking it off against Prattville, making it half the distance from where the flag is. Personal foul, face mask against Prattville. All right, 1st down.
Yeah, so you go from a 4th and goal to now a 1st and goal. So reset for the Rebels. They got 4 shots from the 1-yard line.
All right, 1st and goal. Even though the yardstick across the way still says 3rd down. Scoreboard says 1st down. I think it's 1st down too.
Coach Evans is going to come ask the official exactly what the situation is.
Yeah, he's wanting to know, is it 1st down, is it 3rd down? 1st down, 3rd down?
Got to call a timeout to get clarification on that play.
Yeah, it's a personal foul. That's got to be a 1st down. It can't be still 3rd down.
He's talking to the side judge. The white hat now walking over to join the conversation.
In fact, I think the head white hat guy was signaling 4th down. So you have 3 different things out there.
Yeah, he called that a personal foul. It has to be a 1st down.
Yeah, unless he called it a dead ball. But that's still a 1st down.
Still a 1st down.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything anywhere where it's not a 1st down. Long explanation with Robert Evans there with the head referee.
I think you're going to see Taft or Purdy coming downhill regardless, whatever the call might be. Now, if it's a 1st down, that obviously gives you a little more options. Maybe you run some kind of trickeration, but otherwise, you have Purdy out there in the running back spot. Taft at the quarterback position, and I expect to see one of those young men coming downhill trying to get that extra yard and get into the end zone. Oh, this does not make sense that it's still 3rd down.
It doesn't, but they're going to stick with that. 3rd down and 1. 7:15 and out of the Vestavia timeout, quickly to the line. The little Vestavia push It's in there for a touchdown. No signal yet, but there it is. Touchdown. Near side guy gives it to us. Do we have a name for that?
Do we just go tush push?
That's that?
That's it.
I didn't want to be the first to say that on a high school broadcast, but the tush push.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. Lined it up. The Philly special. I guess we had a good sponsor. We could throw that out there. Do we have a food sponsor?
Sure we do.
Yeah.
Looks like the Rebels going to line up to potentially go for two. Taft still on the field.
54 points, trying to get 55 here on the extra point attempt. Actually, no kicker, so they'll go for two, as you said. High formation. They send Stubbs in motion near side. Taft's going to try to roll out, breaks loose of a tackle, throws for the end zone, incomplete. Conversion attempt no good. Taft takes a hit afterwards, comes up holding that shoulder a little bit, but no harm, no foul, I guess. 54-28. Another touchdown, another failed conversion, but everything good for Vestavia with 7:07 to go in the game right here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Baptist Health is on your team. From everyday care to life's emergencies, we've got you covered. Baptist Health, on your team, on and off the field.
It was 1984, the first time Prattville won a state championship, and then they had the Bill Clark years of 2006, 7, and 8 when they won 3 in a row. Won another in 2011. 5-time state champions, Prattville, and they got a $17 million renovation on their stadium. We know something about state championships here at Vestavia, playing on the guys' field that brought those championships here. Buddy Anderson Field. Now Robert Evans and company trying to get their way into the playoffs and maybe chase down another championship. Kickoff tonight once again. Coming from 38, Gray Pryor, who puts that left foot in it.
And how about Walker Hogue makes another tackle on defense that takes him to 12 for the night.
Great kick there by Pryor. And it's going to set the ball up at the 25 for Prattville. Their offense has been entertaining tonight, Prattville, with a surprise, at least for the broadcast team, of no J.J. Williams at quarterback when it's been the sophomore Will McKay, who's had a really good night throwing the football in the first half. It's been different in the second half. He's at 15 of 26 for 219 yards as they run the ball with their big runner again. And that's Blackman, who's had a whole host of carries tonight. I think that's his 23rd run of the night, and he's well over 100 yards. But all that does on 23 carries and 110 yards, and you get back to the line of scrimmage, is run the clock when they are a lot down now at 54-28. Blackman's back there. Going to fake it to him. McKay's going to look to throw. Rolls out of pressure, throws it back across the middle. Pass is dropped, intended there for Tristan Blackman, who couldn't hold on to it. Third down play coming up, 3rd and long for Prattville.
And that was all about the defensive pressure from the defensive line. Some new guys in there. Warren Martin on the defensive line. Liam Borsica and Matthew Hillsmeyer rushing the passer. Forced McKay to get rid of that football, and it fell incomplete.
Did you mention Warren Martin's name? You just did, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. Of all the new people out there, we picked out the same number to call out their names. Perfect. What a team we are. 3rd down for Prattville. McKay drops back, throws it out towards the number, caught by Graham, and then tackled instantly out there by number 26, Walker Hogue.
Just a second too late for Hogue. That was a big hit to finish off that play, but had a chance to maybe get there and break that one up just a tad late. But a good throw once again by McKay, who's had a really nice night. 16 of 28, 234 yards and 2 touchdowns.
First down situation. McKay rolling far side with a lot of protection. Throws it to the sideline. It is caught and then stepping out of bounds. On the far side, that is 15, Donovan Brown. 2nd and 5. That stops the clock for them. 5:56 to go in the football game.
And for
54-28 Vestavia.
For the Rebels, obviously you don't want to give up points here, but the more important thing is to keep everything in front. And you'll take those short passes because it lets the clock continue to run. Now a counterplay.
Back to Sims, and they stay at home, does Vestavia. The big guy there making the tackle is 39, Greer Manown. Manown's had a boatload of tackles tonight.
Yeah, he's done a really nice job. That's his 9th tackle on the evening.
I was going to guess 10, so 9. 3rd down and 4. McKay looking to throw. Here comes the pressure. Perfectly thrown on the move ball. It's going to be right at the sticks. Good route run there by number 4, J.J. Williams, the guy who has been their quarterback, makes the catch and picks up a 1st down. Ran a really good route right at the sticks. 1st and 10 Prattville. They run with pace now with 5:14 to go in the game. 5:13, 5:12, 5:11, clock rolling, and they get the snap off. McKay under pressure throws. That's intercepted. What a catch! What a catch! And that's Daniel Richardson again. He laid out for that baby and brought it in perfectly.
What an incredibly athletic play by Daniel Richardson. We talked about the first where they threw it right at him and you had to be kind of nimble and athletic to make that catch, but that was just a sweet layout play by Richardson, a phenomenal catch of the football, and that gives the Rebels the ball right back.
My job's a lot easier with a spotter, by the way. 1st down Vestavia. 5:01 to go in the game. And the Rebels don't know how much you want to get 60. Maybe you want to get 60. You definitely love to just keep the ball the rest of the way for sure. Handoff near side. Thrown out of bounds. Major Weaver on the carry.
So Vestavia's record for the most points ever scored in a game. September 14, 2007, Vestavia defeated Carver Birmingham 63-0. I don't know that you're going to get there, but you're pretty close to the record.
4 minutes and 30 and clock running. LeMaster running the offense now. A couple of other guys out there. Good look from the students into that huddle. Cole Holly near side in your picture. LeMaster's the quarterback. Coach gives the signal for the clap. They get it. They hand it off to Major Weaver. He's got running room, lowers his shoulder pads, and going to get within 2 yards of that 1st down to set up a 3rd and 2. And the clock will tick, 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 tick.
That's a really nice run by Weaver. Really lowering his shoulders to fight forward.
He's got both carries on the drive for 8 yards on the night. 3rd and 2 coming up. 18 on the play clock. We'll use at least 15 seconds more of that. They break the huddle with 10 on the play clock. Man in motion. There's the snap. Fake the handoff. LeMaster on the keeper. He gets the 1st down. Keeps fighting all the way into Prattville territory down to the 42. Big, big run by LeMaster.
That's a really nice run by LeMaster. And what you love to see with ball carriers is how are you going to fight through those tackles? It's easy when you follow the blocks and you get to contact. You get to the defender. How are you going to attack the defender? You hear yards after a catch. Well, how about yards after contact? Keep going forward to fight forward as a ball carrier, and we've just seen such a good job by Vestavia so far tonight, or here throughout the night. Carson Purdy is kind of exhibit A with respect to that, but a really nice job there by LeMaster.
Laracy and Farmer, some of the new names on the offensive line, making some plays on that big block. 1st down Vestavia. Weaver again on the far side. He's going to get some good yardage. Big 72 Luke Merrill out there making a block to open that hole as he pushed his defender out of the way. The junior Luke Merrill into the game with a big block. Little pulling guard action there. Luke had good wills to get out there and get in the position and make the play.
Doing a nice job. Baker Huntley, Cole Holly at the receiver spots, and then Powell Curry at the tight end.
See Gray Gardner in there at tight end as well, as they work with a couple of those. Clock's approaching the 2-minute mark. play clock at 4-3. Lamaster does a great job of milking everything, and he holds it off to Weaver, who really hits the hole great, gets another first down. I'm telling you, no problem when Major Weaver's in the game, man. He can run that rock.
Really bringing it, finishing runs, and that's the key. How are you going to finish those runs? And Weaver's doing a really nice job.
See number 60, William Hunt, in there. Trying to throw out some other names for you.
And the
Powell
Rebels.
Curry is another one of the tight ends you named. Clock ticks down to 135, 134, 133 and running.
Now Vestavia's going to take a knee as they're in a position where they can run out the clock.
Master takes the knee, no timeout from Prattville. They'll let this thing run, and we'll set up what's happening next week, man.
And obviously coaches don't care about stats, but if you did put one more touchdown on the board, that gets you to 60. And before that snap, Vestavia was at 594 yards of total offense. They're obviously going to take a couple of knees and bring that back, but right on the verge of 600 yards in this ballgame. Just incredibly impressive.
There's no tiebreaker scenario where you need total points or anything, right?
No, and what's crazy is that what the tiebreaker comes down to, and there's a real possibility, depending on how things play out, that Hoover and Hillcrest and Vestavia could be tied for those last two playoff positions. It goes to how many wins by your opponents. Regardless of classification, regardless of what they've done, it's wins by your opponents. So the key for Vestavia, though, is next week you go to Oak Mountain, you go and take care of business. Then you have Tuscaloosa County, and if you win those, you set up a game against Hoover that's going to be for the 3 seed in the playoffs potentially. Now, again, those tiebreaker scenarios can come into play, but for Vestavia, if you win out, you put yourself in a strong position for that 3 seed.
So the clock runs out, and it's a winning score of 54-28. Vestavia has beaten Prattville on this winning night here on homecoming for the Rebels, and that puts them in position to make a run towards the state playoffs, the goal of every team when you start back in August. And the offense did their job all night long, and the defense manned up in the second half, and other than one play, held Prattville in check. What a big win for Vestavia. We'll put it in perspective when we come back with our post-game show right here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
For more than 50 years, Senator Jabba Wagner has served Alabama with honor and called Vestavia Hills home. Thank you, Senator Wagner, for your historic legacy of service.
Baptist Health is on your team. From everyday care to life's emergencies, we've got you covered. Baptist Health, on your team, on and off the field.
There you see the handshake line continuing at midfield. Before we look at the win tonight, give you some key stats and some thoughts. A reminder, next week, home game, Thursday night home game as we approach fall break with Oak Mountain coming to town. An Oak Mountain team that was beaten by this Prattville team 27-6 earlier this year down in Prattville. Oak Mountain, a much improved team, dangerous, will come to Vestavia next week. As we look into the huddle and see some excited Vestavia Rebels, tell me what Robert Evans is about to tell that group right there.
He's going to tell them a great job of coming out and making it happen in the second half. Tied 21-21 at the half, outscored Prattville 33-7 in the second half. And the reality is, the offense did what we expect this Vestavia offense to do. They were at times clicking in the first half, had some negative plays that kind of disrupted drives, but for the most part, the offense moved the ball all night long, and they're going to end up with 583 yards of total offense. But in that first half, the Prattville offense moved it at will. I mean, they really were running the ball incredibly effective. McKay came out at the quarterback spot, made some really nice plays moving the ball, and the adjustments were made in the second half. And with the exception of that one deep touchdown pass, it was domination by the Vestavia defense in the second half after really getting run on pretty well for Prattville in that first half. So a great job by that man right there, Coach Robert Evans, defensive coordinator Chad Merrill, to make the adjustments at the half and come out and play really, really strong. These young men just executing in the second half, being in the right spot with the run fits, not allowing the run game to get going anymore in the second half, and then just allowed the offense to do. Just talking about Blackman had 100 yards rushing in the first half. He ended the game with 111 yards rushing.
Huge.
So that tells the story right there.
Yeah, and at one point it was at 114, so a couple of tackles for the loss that took his number in the wrong direction. For Charlie Taft, 19 of 26, 279 throwing the ball tonight, and then he ran it for 72. But Carson Purdy's 145 on the ground on 9 carries. He had a couple of big plays, one of those a 55-yarder tonight. They were big plays, but sometimes it was just grinding it out for a few yards and a lot of key third down plays. 10 of 15 on third down. I don't care what level you're playing. That's great third down football.
That is a huge stat because it keeps drives alive. It keeps your defense on the sideline and allows them to rest, and it means you're about to go down and put points on the board, and that's what Vestavia did throughout the game mostly, but especially in this second half, the way that they executed offensively. Just a really impressive half, and it's always interesting to see how are you going to come out after a week off, or you should be rested, you get some players back, but you haven't played football in several weeks. So how is that adjustment period going to look? And it took a little bit of time to get going, but just domination in this second half by the Rebels.
3 more region games to go. 3 wins and you're easily into the playoffs. Oak Mountain at Tuscaloosa County, and then that big one with Hoover coming up. Let me tell you, fun night. And it was homecoming tonight. That was big, right? Enjoyed that?
Yeah, Meredith Robinson, the homecoming queen, big night for her. Congratulations.
Will Davis, the king.
And just a big night for this community. So many people coming out, being a part of this. It was a great celebration. It was a great atmosphere. It's what high school football is all about. You can feel a little coolness in the air. You can feel fall trying to come and trying to show up. And this is the time of year when you really want to be hitting your stride, getting healthy, playing your best football. And for Vestavia, you can't look ahead, but you have one at home on a Thursday night, which is a little different. You have a short week to get ready. Then you have one on the road against Tuscaloosa County. It's really had a tough go of it so far. And then you have a Hoover team that's really been up and down, kind of all over the place throughout this season. They're up on Oak Mountain 41-21 right now, late in the fourth quarter. But if you take care of business the next 2 weeks, that sets up a huge game against Hoover at home against your rival.
Some of the excited Rebels down there on the field as our cameras get them one last look. Big night for our receivers. Stubbs with 6 catches, 112 yards. Laws had 5 catches, 54 yards. Braxton Hunt, big night, 3 catches there.
And Walker Hogue with 13 tackles on the night.
Yeah, and Manown had 9. I had him at 10, but the official stats had him at 9. Maybe it's because I'm a big Manown fan that I gave him 10.
And how about Daniel Richardson with not 1 but 2 interceptions? We talk about the kids, and it is about the kids, but Coach Evans was very aggressive tonight. He converted the onside kick, and when he did it the second time, he went for the fake field goal, and you had the touchdown pass from LeMaster to Hunt. Just well done all the way across the board for this Vestavia football team here tonight.
All right, is the homecoming dance tomorrow night, or they do that tonight? I don't know. Nobody asked me.
You are not invited.
I'm not invited. I may be the DJ. You don't know that. I may be spinning new Taylor Swift raps or something. All right, winning night at Vestavia on homecoming, 54-28 over Prattville. We'll be back with you next Thursday night right here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
This is Coach Robert Evans with Vestavia Hills High School. Thank you for watching tonight's broadcast. We hope you